Hello and welcome to Fresh Face Comics, the comic book podcast where a lifelong comic book reader guides us through the world of comics for the first time. My name is Joey Morgan, the aforementioned lifelong reader. With me as always is Jacob Licklider, the aforementioned newbie.
Raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by Arnold Rackham.
I don't think that's any of us personally.
No. We're very white.
We are very white. That's true. And what better time to bring what better time to bring on an extra white person onto the show than to talk about Luke Cage Hero for Hire. Well, please welcome back at long last to the podcast, Jamie.
Hello. They kidnapped me, and this was against my will.
It's true.
Was it? Yeah.
Although if you do want to hear the story about how we got Jamie on this episode of the podcast, go to the patreon.com/Blood Studios and listen to the Fresh Face Extra for this episode. We talked for an extra 20 minutes before this episode that you can go listen to right now. It's a great time. You just pay for the post individually. If you don't want to join in any of the monthly tiers, you can do that as well. So,
anyway. Don't join in the monthly tiers because we end up having some insightful discussion in the
There's so much you can get with the monthly tiers. I don't know, like truly, it is hours of content. Of me and my two Jacobs on the channel talking endlessly that you can get for $5 a month, and it's so nice. But all that said, we're talking about Luke Cage Hero for Hire today. This is we're going from the Marvel Masterworks volume 1. This basically just being the entire time that Luke Cage Hero for Hire was called Luke Cage Hero for Hire. After that, it was rebranded into Power Man. We have a chunker of a book to talk about today. But this is also our first time talking about Luke Cage as a character properly on the show. So I think I'll actually toss it to Jamie first. Jamie, what is your history with Luke Cage as a character?
A character that I've one of those that we just heard of through pop culture or whatever before I got into comics, and then by the time I was into comics, like that would have been like when he started showing up in like teen books in the 2010s. And there's like sort of around, and then obviously what is TV show, which I haven't watched, but this was the first Luke Cage solo comic that I've read.
Very cool. Yeah. This is actually cool because unlike the last time you were on the podcast, this is actually a book that you had never read before, which is very cool. I always like when I can get a guest that has never read something that I'm having them read, which is always very cool. So, yeah. Jacob, how about you? What is your history with Luke Cage as a character?
Well, I had obviously we did a bonus episode on season 1 of Jessica Jones, and he's in that.
That he is
a fairly major parting character. He's technically in Civil War.
That is also true. That is also true. Is he not also in World War Hulk, I believe?
He probably is. World War Hulk is a great book, but it's short, and I don't remember all the cameos. Like
That's fair.
There are far more. Here's the thing. World War Hulk, great, actually genuinely good story, with clearly like one solid event that like has clearly a ton of tie-ins, but a ton of characters. Whereas Civil War, terrible story, ton of tie-ins, but in the event there's way too many characters, and you can't remember it's like you're checking off a list, whereas World War Hulk, there's actually a story to tell. That was the point I'm trying to make here. But yes.
Cool. All right, yeah. So this is all like, obviously this is both of your first time reading a proper Luke Cage comic. So I guess sort of like jumping into our non-spoiler section properly. I guess Jacob, what is Luke Cage Hero for Hire Volume 1 about?
So it's much like essentially a lot of Marvel at this time. It's very much one-issue stories, or maybe 2 issues if you're lucky. So we close out with a 3-issue. But it's, let's fucking tribute all the blaxploitation films that are getting popular in the early 70s. Like,
oh yeah,
that is what this is. Let's also do this from a mostly white perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it is mostly creatives that are white, writing and drawing this book. However, of course, you have the growing inclusion of Billy Graham throughout the book, who eventually ends up becoming like a co-plotter and a full-on artist for the entire book. who does add a lot to the book. But also,
Yes.
like, it is not like Steve Englehart, who is the primary writer we'll be talking about today, is like unaware of what he's writing about. You know,
No, he's not. That doesn't
I
mean
would
he
say,
doesn't fall into some tropes, as well as Archie Goodwin falling into some tropes hard.
I think,
Oh.
honestly, I was just going to say, I think the weakest stuff in this first volume is probably the first 4 Archie Goodwin issues, personally.
Which is especially weird. It's Archie Goodwin,
I would say that
comics legend.
Yeah.
Goodwin's great. I mean, Goodwin's great, obviously, and there's a lot to still like in those first couple issues. It's just compared to the Englehart and Len Wein stuff later on. I do also want to bring up now, because it's going to become a conversation at some point. We have issues, right? Actually, as far as the first volume goes, it's just the one issue, right? But
it is 15 and 16.
Yeah.
Okay. So both by Jenny Blake, who is now known as Jenny Blake. It is important to note, as we've covered the latest DC Pride anthology, it has been said by Jenny Blake that she is also still comfortable being credited and talked about as Tony Isabella, who she originally wrote these issues under. So I don't know how we personally want to tackle this going into this issue.
I mean, we should probably just say Blake.
That's fair. I would be fine with that. Yeah.
With also as the usual statement that Fresh Face Comics stands for trans rights.
Absolutely, 100%.
Especially now. Always.
Absolutely.
As things get infinitely harder for trans people every day, it seems.
Yeah. So, all that said, though, anything else to talk about in non-spoiler wise before we get into questions?
You know what? I will say interesting things. This feels really disconnected from the Marvel universe in a lot of ways. Like,
I disagree with that.
I know. Yeah, I do
really?
too. Especially like the later stuff. It feels like, I can see this happening. Like, even have like,
I think Jacob's like I don't think the book needs like larger Marvel references in order to still feel.
I wouldn't say that's the thing. I think that's to its strength. Like, we don't keep tossing in cameos. Don't get me wrong. There are 2 issues in the middle here that fucking wild, man. But like,
the second issue in particular is so fucking funny.
I swear. I swear.
I'll say this because we're still in the non-spoiler section. It's basically a Luke Cage issue with the vibe of that Moon Knight meme. Where's my goddamn money?
Honestly, yeah. Like, we're doing this.
It's so funny.
We should also mention why this book is important in non-spoilers. This is the first black superhero to headline his own title that isn't like an anthology book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because at this point, Black Panther existed and we
had Jungle Action. And Black Panther had existed in other books prior to that. But Luke Cage not only headlines his own book right off the bat, headlines his own book as his first appearance. It's not like Luke Cage showed up somewhere out first and then got his own title. Like, this is just it is just Marvel publishing a book on the strength of what they believe the book is about on its own, and it shows. You could just tell from the very beginning. There's a lot of confidence in the book, and that's one of those things that I really appreciate about it.
It's also like actively a decision by Marvel Comics to try to increase their diversity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And hell, I mean, I know we'll definitely talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it in spoilers. As far as like the controversy in one of the middle issues, it's one of those things that was like directly called out by the community and was apologized for. You know, and we'll talk about that when we get to it. I don't know if Jamie's familiar with the controversy. Are you familiar with it?
Here's the thing: Jamie might not be because the Epic Collection censors it.
The Epic Collection censors it. I forget if the Masterworks collection censors it.
There is one thing that I think, that might have been a bit dodgy, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
It is the scene in issue 8 when Cage is talking to the one Jewish woman.
Oh wait, yes, no, I do know about that because.
Yeah. Okay, we'll definitely talk about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that in spoilers because it's interesting and the story behind it is fucking wild. All that said, let's get into some questions. We had a lot of questions today.
We got a lot.
I feel like we should implement a new rule where, when for Kian and Jamie in particular, when we have one of them on as a guest on an episode, they should not be allowed to submit questions for the episode. But also, some of the submissions we got for this episode are fucking insane, and I hate a number of people who submitted to this one. So
I did not look.
let's start off with the bit.
Oh god.
Let's start off with the bit because holy fuck. Kian at Kian the Quark says JV question mark with a picture of a man holding up a Welsh flag. Which is pretty fucking great. Kian also submits Luke Cage question mark with a picture.
I DM'd Kian about this because I'm like, Kian, is this blackface?
It is absolutely blackface.
Yes.
it's Mac from Always Sunny in one of their Lethal Weapon episodes as Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon.
I knew he was going to submit it. I knew.
You edgy.
It's so fucked up, but also it's so funny. The Lethal Weapon episodes are great. I don't care. So good. Next up, let's see, our friend Rose Panda and Joey can read this submits first black something with a picture of I don't know what this is. I don't know who this is.
This is a Muppet.
I know it's Jacob. I know it's a Muppet. Is this meant to be a black Muppet? Is that what I'm supposed to be looking at right now?
Maybe.
This isn't Muppet blackface, is it?
Oh my
Hang
god.
on.
This is oh god.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's Roosevelt Franklin, the first black Muppet.
Okay. This Muppet is pink. First off,
he's also puppeted by like a black guy.
Okay, well that's good.
So
but also,
yes.
Okay, all right.
Here's the phrase you forget. I love the Muppets, but I don't know everything about the Muppets, people.
Yes.
So.
I truly didn't realize. I didn't realize how little I knew about the Muppets until we started getting this particular part of it. Like it like truly, I every now and then I just draw a blank. Next up, we have our friend Andrew at Andrew Doing Art says Cage question mark with a picture of the 10th Doctor from Last of the Time Lords in a cage. This is interesting. We're now at a point where Kian and JB have moved so far away from the bit. They're not submitting Doctor Who things anymore, and now Andrew is picking up the slack for those Doctor Who references.
Yeah.
However, I do love our last submission, and as much as I want to ban JB from submitting things on his own episode, I love this because JB at JB Season 7 says reusing the same bit question mark with a screenshot from I'm assuming way back when we first recorded the Hush episode of a submission that says the three of us with the picture of the three pterodactyls standing around the Green Lantern.
It's like an early case of the
Oh my god. That's absolutely insane. I really love that. Because that had to be really early. Because that Hush episode was not long after our first Green Lantern block, which is where the bit started. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I just looked up. I just looked up when it came out. Yeah. 2 episodes after our first Green Lantern block.
Insane. Now to some actual questions. Let's see. Our friend Andrew Doing Art says, Jacob, how familiar were you with Luke Cage before reading these issues? Has your opinion on him changed since reading the issue? Obviously, we answered the first half of that already, but has your opinion changed?
Probably not. I really like him. I don't know if it's changed. I think he's more interesting here than he necessarily was in Jessica Jones, but that's also because it's not his story in Jessica Jones. And
it's almost like if you had just continued watching the Defenders saga,
yes,
you would have watched the season 1 by now, and you would know how fucking great it is and how slept on it is. But
yes. We'll get to it. Don't worry.
I'm
working on things. Trust me.
I just want to say it would have been really funny if we read this first volume with you having watched the first season of the show, because there are certain characters in here like Black Mariah that I would love to know what you think of the adaptation of her in the show. Because Mariah, as she is in the show, is one of the absolute best Defender Saga characters, and
then you get to
Mariah in the comic is.
Yes.
Different.
So And same with like we're gonna get to Cottonmouth next volume. We're gonna get to we're gonna get to Cottonmouth next volume. We're gonna get to we've done Diamondback, characters like that, or Shades. All characters in the show that are just fantastic. Let's see. Andrew also says, what was both of your first exposure to Luke Cage as a character? Mine was Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the PS3. I think mine probably was Jessica Jones. I think that had to be mine.
It was Jessica Jones. And here's the interesting thing. I watched the first episode of Jessica Jones when it came out. Like,
because you wanted your sweet, sweet David Tennant.
Oh, I
think I just remembered what mine is.
Ooh, what's yours?
Remember that the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and like Luke Cage was in that, and he was like 16 for some reason.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't remember that. That's
odd.
Huh. All right then. I can't imagine like a 16-year-old Luke Cage in like any context.
No, it's odd. I don't know why they did that.
Let's see. Next up, our friend Rose Panda Echo can read this. Says, so how does it feel to cover such a historic occasion? That said, I can't think of any better questions. Okay, that's all right. That's a great question.
It's a good question.
Seriously, like because it is such a historic run. I think and because it is not talked about enough, like I'm glad to be, absolutely, if nothing else, shining a spotlight on it finally, because I just rarely hear anyone talk about this, and I love this run. It's like, as far as like 70s Marvel goes, like Uncanny X-Men and like I would say this are like right up there.
I'd say this is really, really good stuff. I think at least of what we've read now, because my opinion can change, because there's still obviously in this block we're doing next episode, like what the next Masterworks volume would be, and then eventually we'll do the like last it. So there's like 2 more whole volumes worth of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's quite as good as Claremont's X-Men is, but it's good. It's clearly making a lot of interesting choices. It's far from perfect. There are a lot of decisions where you're just like, this is being written by a white person.
That's fair. Yeah. I think, but also, and I think this is where like influences on the book come into play, because blaxploitation films were a huge reason this book is the way it is. And I know you've only ever watched like one blaxploitation film, Jacob. And I think that's that kind of like context for like one
proper blaxploitation film.
Yeah,
I've also seen Jackie Brown, which is arguably one, but
yeah, it's an homage to blaxploitation films.
It's an homage, but it's also Tarantino, and Tarantino is Tarantino.
Tarantino's wonderful. And Tarantino also loves blaxploitation films.
He loves blaxploitation. I would not say Tarantino is wonderful.
He's a wonderful man.
Sure. No, he's not.
I am joking here, obviously.
Obviously.
No, I love him as a filmmaker, of course. But
it's that terrible thing of Elia Kazan is a traitor, but he is a fantastic fucking director.
But you've seen Jackie Brown. You've also seen it in The Heat of the Night, which is kind of a prototype blaxploitation. It's a prototype blaxploitation film, I would say, especially considering the Mr. Tibbs like films eventually turned into blaxploitation films. In The Heat of the Night, one could argue is a very early blaxploitation film, but yeah. Anyway, let's see. Next up, our friend Kian at Kian the Quark says, "Would this run be improved by the addition of the Pokemon Oshawott?" Maybe. I do like Oshawott.
Maybe. He's not.
I've also been seeing
fetish gear enough for this.
I've also been seeing your TikToks, Kian, where you're just. I didn't know you were as obsessed with Oshawott as you are, and I would like you to answer for this, because, in my opinion, he's not even the best Unova starter. So.
You're wrong. He's the best one.
The answer is Snivy. Come on, let's be real here.
Oh no, we have representation of all 3 on this podcast.
You do not think Tepig is the best Unova starter?
Fuck Tepig, okay?
Jacob, come on.
Yeah. What?
That's it. We're talking about Pokemon now. This is no longer a Luke Cage episode.
I have so many things to say.
Don't even have any opinions on it apart from that. But What are you on about, Dave?
Kean also says, I've only read the Doctor Doom issue, but does this run read like white dudes in the 70s idea of a man of color, or does it read as genuinely progressive? A little bit of both, realistically.
Both.
It's column A, column B, etc. Also,
I will say,
I don't love the Doctor Doom issues personally. I just don't.
they're so weird.
They're so. I only love the second. I only love the second one for how hilarious the setup is for the second one.
Yeah.
But no, they're fine. They're significantly better Luke Cage to read from that, Kian.
Yeah, oddly enough, a lot of the issues surrounding it are just better. Like,
yeah.
I'll say. So to be like fully serious in sort of how to approach something like this, you have to be prepared to like actually try to analyze where it's problematic and when it's problematic, because it is also a lot better than it could have been. Like, the good thing is they have Billy Graham as an inker from day one. Like,
Mhm.
and that goes a long way to help just the way all of our, non-white characters are drawn to not be racist stereotypes 99% of the time. Sometimes you get one or two. Um, ooh, um, you also, you get the sense that this, again, there was a genuine effort put in. And surprisingly, this was an incredibly popular book.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like
It's only crazy that popularity hasn't like stretched incredibly far beyond its original fan
Yeah.
base.
if I may, I would like to hypothesize perhaps why it hasn't
Okay.
stretched as
You
much.
sound like you sound like you thought about this.
Oh, I did. Well, you know me. I like to look into. I think one of the important things to keeping a lot of older runs alive, in general, is either adaptation, and Luke Cage didn't get adaptations until the 2010s,
Ooh, I want to talk about something when you're done with this point. Go on.
or reprints. Yeah. I do know single issues of this series would be reprinted. Until the Epic Collection, as far as I can tell, these early stories of Luke Cage on his own were only reprinted in the Masterworks.
Yeah, I think
And
that's
those
right.
Masterworks were only printed once in the 90s. Not like how the Spider-Man Marvel Masterworks have gotten like a bunch of reprints of the 90s, early 2000s,
They're still
2020s.
getting reprints now. Yeah.
I think the
So once again,
Luke Cage ones are even worse. This wasn't released until like 2015, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
The-
epic will. When was this stuff
the
actually
copy
put
of
out?
the Epic that I have says 2020. It's particularly gives publishing date of 2021, I think.
That might have actually been a reprint at some point.
Yeah, which may be it could be a reprint.
Mhm.
So it's very possible. It is also so weird that they don't give you a when these epics were originally printed. They don't do
Mhm.
multiple printings. They just do first printings, and it's annoying.
Well, no, there
Yeah.
there are second printings. I don't know if they actually call them out on the copyright pages. But anyway, but no, you're right. Yeah, point is like just the book has been famously just hard to get your hands on, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
That said, though, on the dedicated fan base of Luke Cage, do you actually know that there was once a famous film director that tried to make a Luke Cage movie?
no.
Oh, okay. All right, this is gonna be fun then. Would you like to guess which famous filmmaker wanted to make a Luke Cage film once, who had a lead in mind to play Luke Cage, and it ended up not making it?
Is it going to be like Francis Ford Coppola?
No, not Francis Ford Coppola. No, think of people that would actually be massive Luke Cage fans. Because once you hear who it is, it's not going to be surprising.
Is it Tarantino?
It is. It is.
I was going to say, this feels like Tarantino.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino wanted to make a Luke Cage film because he's a big old comic book nerd and he loves Luke Cage. And he wanted Lawrence Fishburne to play Luke Cage. According to him, like all of his friends kept telling him, no, you can't cast Lawrence Fishburne as Luke Cage. He's got to get muscled up. But he's like, no, he fucking doesn't. He can just play the fucking role. And apparently his friends were trying to tell him to cast Wesley Snipes. He's like, no, I'm not casting fucking Wesley Snipes. I want Lawrence Fishburne. If it's not Lawrence Fishburne, I'm not doing it. And then he didn't do it. So
he didn't do it.
Yeah.
God, that sounds. I hate that sounds right. Like
it is right.
Yeah,
it's absolutely right. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, don't. It's like, would Fishburne have worked? Probably.
I think so. I don't. I can't quite remember when he wanted to make it. I'm assuming like late '90s, something like that.
I was gonna say it would have to be like before The Matrix or right around the time of The Matrix.
Yeah. So I would assume like mid late '90s. Probably right around the time he did Jackie Brown, honestly.
Very possibly.
So, I mean, it's So yeah, I think Lawrence Fishburne would have worked for that time period. That would have been awesome. But whatever. Anyway, final submission for today is from a guy named Jamie Dash Season 7 says L, which I'm assuming is in reference to our guest for today. So
yeah, it is
L indeed. All right, that does it for questions. Let's get into Fresh Face Correspondence. This is the part of the show where any comments that you give to us, any and all, be it on Patreon, Spotify, YouTube, anything, wherever you want to submit questions, or not even questions, just comments, any comments in general about past things that we've done, we will talk about them on this show. So, getting into this, let's start off on YouTube. I saw something recently that I thought was fascinating from YouTube. From Chris Lister on commenting on our last episode of Spider-Man, or actually no, for Volume 4 of Spider-Man.
Volume 4.
Says, I always read Ditko era Peter as an autistic teenager struggling with social skills. Autistic people are commonly mistaken as assholes, which I find an interesting take. I don't necessarily agree with that because I don't think that would have been Ditko or Lee's intention, but I do find that an interesting
not at all.
Here's the thing. I feel like that reading is a lot more valid if you don't know who Steve Ditko was.
Exactly. And here's the thing. That's not saying that you can't just, that you can't still cast that onto that version of the character if that helps you read the material better. I just found that really interesting, and I don't know. I've been thinking about that since.
I mean, death of the author is
of course
a way to approach a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not something I love, of course, but also let's be fair. Like, Death of the Author doesn't necessarily like this is a more valid reading of Death of the Author than say like still consuming Harry Potter shit. Like
still
Death
consuming
of the Author,
and giving money to J.K. Rowling.
Like Death of the Author usually refers to interpreting works in an explicitly different way than what the author originally intended. In which case, like that would apply to Peter in that case.
Well, it's going so far as trying to remove it completely from whatever context in which it was made and just take the work as the work, which going that far is also almost impossible because works don't exist in a vacuum. Spider-Man was written in the 60s. Luke Cage is written in the early 70s. You can't really divorce that from just the text of the work. But,
exactly.
But with a reading like this, yes, you can in fact have that reading, and I can kind of see it, even if I don't entirely love it.
I don't agree with it, but I do find it interesting. Next up, over on Patreon, some guy named Jamie commented on our last Fresh Face Extra for Spider-Man Volume 5. We were talking on our last Fresh Face Extra about Queen and Billy Joel songs. So Jamie says, your hatred of the We Didn't Start the Fire updates just reminded me of the Always Sunny bit, best joke from the Abbott Elementary crossover episode. I have not seen that yet. I actually only just recently started season 14 of Always Sunny, so I'm actually finally almost caught up. So I'm getting
good luck. That's probably the weakest of the modern ones for me.
Season 14.
Yeah,
here's the thing. I just did the Gang Chokes, which was such an aggressively funny episode because everyone was because all the characters were so fucking aggressive in that one. I really loved that one.
Was good.
Yeah, that was great. But no, I'm enjoying it so far. It's hard for me to truly dislike a season or even just a single episode of Always Sunny. Yeah. Next up, over on Spotify, Jamie also comments, I heard from a trusted source that the guest is Jamie, so I'm boycotting the podcast. It's gone woke. Hashtag rip fresh face comics 2021 to 2025. Jamie, get off of here right now.
Yeah.
God, I would find it hilarious if like we got actual claims of us going woke. Like,
oh God, I would love that. I see. Here's the thing. It is. I could see maybe some like selective listenings to certain episodes where we don't bring up any of like our personal beliefs or politics or anything like that. That maybe somebody could assume such a thing, but I think it's far too common for us to bring up that. I think
it's almost like stories are political inherently, and
no,
Jacob,
means we're going
you're trying to imply the comics are political right now, and I just don't think that's true. Finally, on for Fresh Face Correspondence, our friend Marcus says, I'm gonna, well, actually, you guys, because in the Ultimate Universe, the Rhino is a guy in a mech suit too, and the Ultimate Universe doesn't count, Marcus. So, sorry, it does count, but it doesn't count. Whatever. Anyway, what were we gonna say, Jacob?
That's also still dumb. Mech suit Rhino is dumb. Hybrid Rhino is dumb.
They do mech suit Rhino in the PlayStation Spider-Man games, and I do like those a lot. And I think it's a good take on the character. There's a particularly good mission where you're hiding from Rhino as Miles without powers yet, and it's pretty good. Anyway, I think that actually does it for our non-spoiler section. Pretty lengthy non-spoiler section. But yeah, as always, before we get into spoilers, if you enjoy what you're listening to so far, and you want to find out what's coming next time, you know what's coming next time on the podcast. It's even more Luke Cage. We're talking about Power Man next time, issues 17 through 31. So that'll be all kinds of fun. Afterwards, we're getting into a new sort of mini Marvel block, and that'll be all kinds of fun as well. Also, be sure to check out the Patreon, patreon.com/BloodDonut Studios. You can get all kinds of fun things there, like early Star Trek reviews, exclusive Star Trek commentaries, Fresh Face extras. You can also get your name in the description of every video we put out on Blood Donut Studios. It'll be right there at the top. It'll be the first thing everyone sees. There are 3 tiers: the $1 cadet tier, $2 ensign tier, and the $3 lieutenant tier. I can speak today. As always, also, if wherever you're listening to us, be it Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc., YouTube, you can give us a rating, leave a like, comment, subscribe wherever you're listening to us on. Follow us there. Be sure to go to the channel, Blood Donut Studios, subscribe to us there as well. And I think that about does it. Let's jump into spoilers. So, getting into this with Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, issue number 1. Out of Hell, a Hero. It's a great title.
Can we talk about the cover? So the cover is not drawn by it's not drawn by George Tuska.
Mm-hmm.
It's a John Romita. Because this is fascinating. It's so like Luke Cage as a character was created by Archie Goodwin, Roy Thomas, and John Romita. And
then John Romita had nothing to do with the book.
I don't know. He was probably busy with other things because it's John Romita, early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Would he still have been on Spider-Man at this point? Probably.
I don't think so. I don't know, because this would have been the Barry Conway run, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this was. So first off, one thing I'm glad. Stan Lee, not on this book. It would not
edited by Stan Lee. I always loved it. I always loved this thing about 70s Marvel books when Stan Lee started to not write them anymore. How the first credit you would always see in a comic book would be edited by Stan Lee before the writer or artist or inker or anything. It would just be edited by Stan Lee right at the front.
Which I find even funnier because it's so clear that Lee isn't the editor on this book.
Oh God, yeah.
It's Roy Thomas. Roy Thomas is doing the editing.
Here's the thing. Yeah, unfortunately, 100%. it's just that thing that Stan Lee would always do. He would sell books, and so if he slapped his name on something, it would just have a better chance of selling. Yeah. So no matter how he was involved. But it's by Archie Goodwin, drawn by George Tuska. More about George Tuska later. And of course
inks by Billy Graham.
Yep. Let's get into this because this is it is. I find it's so interesting. I find this first issue compared to a lot of other first appearances of characters to be such an outlier because so many superheroes and characters of that ilk are not started off with full-on origin issues. You usually like throw them right into the action, have them guest appearance somewhere else before their actual like origin. But this first issue is Luke Cage's origin.
And it's not even like you'd normally get where it'd be like a couple of pages of action and then a flashback. It just goes straight into the origin.
Yeah, exactly.
But and now it does say the origin is a flashback. We start a year ago, and
it's only really if you can't count the title page as the present day.
You can just count the title page as a preview as a secondary preview of what's to come. After the cover is already a primary preview of what's to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We start off in Seagate Prison, where we meet not quite Luke Cage. We meet a guy named Lucas. Just Lucas. He doesn't have a last name yet.
He doesn't have a last name, which is
he doesn't have a last name for a while,
which is interesting.
He's just Lucas. But yeah, we have Lucas here, who is a prisoner at Seagate.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the genuine risks that Marvel is taking, because we should say it's 1972.
And what you're trying to say that it's bold of this comic to do a story about a black man being wrongfully accused of something and thrown into prison for it, Jacob? I think that would imply to me personally that comics aren't political, and I just don't think that's true.
I mean, I'm not just implying that. I'm saying I'm not that. There's no implication. It's a statement of fact. This is bold.
Maybe that's how people would think that we weren't a woke podcast, is if they heard me say that every time I say that and like took it seriously every time I said the comics are political.
It's took that and the jokes about Jacob seriously.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's
very right wing.
Possible.
I suppose it is possible. But no, it's true. Like it is a huge risk. It is like to have this be the first thing you know about the character is that he was wrongfully accused of something and he was thrown into prison. Like it's saying something to the reader right away, and it's one of those things that definitely I would say helps the early issues of this book connect with Black readers of the time,
and arguably, I'd argue every reader as well.
Mm-hmm.
It also humanizes the prisoners are guilty, like,
yeah,
even bolder. It doesn't treat them as evil, awful people. Like, it treats them kind of as people. Because we have a couple of supporting characters who are important here. They're going to be important much later. The unfortunately named Comanche in Shades.
Hey, Shades is not problematic.
No, but
he just wears sunglasses, so he's called Shades.
Yes. But we also get our villain of the issue, Albert Rackham.
Yes.
This motherfucker.
Yeah, he fucking sucks.
It's almost like the prison system the United States prison system came out of the end of slavery and slowly developed through Jim Crow. And, it's almost like we're saying something, that there's a systemic problem about certain races in this country.
And it's important also it's important that Rackham isn't also involved in Luke Cage's in Lucas's wrongful imprisonment. Like, Rackham is just a separate bad guy, a separate problem that is wrong with the system. Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's a white guy with power.
Yeah.
Who
runs a prison of, it seems, primarily people of color as inmates. Yeah. And he's abusing that power, and we see, like, early on, Lucas getting beat within the prison, and like Rackham, turning a blind eye to this and causing it directly. And so
we do have to temper that with a new warden who is also a white guy who isn't portrayed as awful, which, like,
and this is one of the good whites, and he steps in and kicks Rackham out.
But also, we could also argue that accidentally, it is also saying things that you also can't leave it up to one good white person to change to like be the problem. Like we can't just decide, oh, one good white person isn't racist anymore, or isn't racist. The system itself is still rotten to the fucking core because
Yeah.
again, we get several scenes of abuse,
Mhm.
and they're stopped by this warden, and this warden then brings in a, a doctor
Dr.
called
Noah
Burstein.
Burstein. Yep. Who is here to help Cage and sorry, help. I keep wanting to say Luke Cage and say Cage, but he's not that character yet. He's Lucas, just Lucas.
That's Lucas.
And
Now, here's where we get to one of the problematic elements. Burstein's doing some experiments.
Mhm.
There's a very long history of the United States government performing experiments, incredibly unethical experiments, experiments that are basically crimes against humanity on the black population of this country.
Yeah.
It is not a conspiracy like some people like to say. It's not something that is that it you won't like the issue is that we have a population that isn't always educated about these because it entirely depends on where you get your education. Sometimes you won't ever hear of things like the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. Not always on prisoners, sometimes on prisoners. Um,
And I think also
so
because there is an opportunity for the book to subvert this trope by maybe having Burstein be a bit more of a morally ambiguous character, but Burstein will come back in the book and he will be important later on, and he's not that. He's explicitly a protagonist.
He is explicitly a protagonist, and he has this interplay with who Luke Cage will become that implies
and
that Luke,
Burstein is an interesting character, later on. But here, yeah, he is just the guy to experiment on this prisoner and not face any repercussions for it, and then be befriended by Lucas afterwards. So it is what it is.
it is what it is, I'm sure, and we'll get to it when we get to that issue because there's God, that specific line that you need a conscience grinds my fucking gears. Like, no,
Yeah.
he doesn't. We do
Um,
get we do get a little bit of Lucas's actual backstory. That
Yep, we meet Willis Stryker and a woman named Riva, who Lucas and Willis back in the day were sort of like in competition over. She was very much like with Lucas for the most part. Willis ran with a bad crowd. All of this sort of like led up eventually to Lucas sort of like rebelling against Willis and Riva being like stuck with Willis eventually when they were attacked. Got into this car crash that killed Riva and caused Willis to be able to blame it on Lucas, getting Lucas in prison. And
after planting narcotics on a black person, that would never happen in reality.
Never.
No.
And so, Lucas is now in prison. Willis is running free. Riva is dead. Lucas's motivation is all laid bare here, and it's a good backstory. It's a very good backstory. We have the return of this shitty guard, Rackham. Rackham is now
Promoted.
Yeah, he's demoted now. He's just a guard now here. And we have Lucas then eventually being brought to Burstein to take part in this experiment.
We're in a total like mad science laboratory. Like,
oh yeah, totally.
This is drawn. This is
a really Kirby-esque labyrinth.
It's a straight up dungeon. It's fucking cool. Yeah. Equipment provided by Stark Industries as well. So there's your first Marvel Universe reference, Jacob. You missed that, Jamie?
Yeah, I fully missed that.
Yeah. Then there's then there's later on some talk of like in Luke Cage's like inner monologue of like the Fantastic Four and the Avengers, and then of course there's the later Doctor Doom showing up thing. So it's yeah. And to be fair, also it's not like it's not little references that make a book part of a Marvel universe. It is the fact that like this is a book still published by Marvel, written in the Marvel manner, very much so, which is what causes our later issue 8 controversy. But yeah, it's great. Sorry, Lucas takes part in this experiment. Then I love the coloring here in this scene when the experiment is actually going on.
Oh yeah.
And this experiment, Lucas being put into this vat inside this giant metal pod thing.
Because he's doing things with cellular regeneration.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Lucas is able to break out, now having powers.
Because Rackham just goes in and just starts shooting, like...
Yep, because again, piece of shit, Rackham. Lucas learns that he now has super strength and invulnerable skin, and he can use this strength and invulnerable skin to break out of Seagate into the ocean as he is knocked off a ledge, and the guards think he is dead.
Because they pumped his shirt full of so many bullet holes.
Oh man, all the shirts that this man has to go throughout this book. and it's commented on in the book. It's really funny.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great bit.
Yeah. But yeah, Lucas is able to escape. He begins to make a new identity for himself in the form of Luke Cage. We get this really great little scene where he he visits Reva's grave, and we get his sort of like mission statement of like wanting to get revenge on Willis. And Lucas will now have to make a new identity for himself as Luke Cage, hero for hire, because you can hire him to be a hero for you. It's a good bit.
It's a good idea. I like the idea of having a superhero basically choose his own name, which is something that Black people in America basically have had to do. Because guess what? When you're enslaved, you don't get to pick your name.
Yeah,
you gotta get your identity stripped from you. It's almost like we're stating something in this book.
I mean, and that's why the last name is Cage. Like it is. Yeah. It's great. Yeah. And then the first issue ends with a tease of the return of Willis Stryker, now calling himself Diamondback, as he is aware of this Luke Cage hero for hire, and and Luke Cage has been causing problems for his operation. So yeah, he's going to go after Luke Cage, not knowing that he's in fact Lucas, and Lucas being unaware that Diamondback is Willis Stryker, which is a great little sort of last page of the issue there. Bring us into Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 2. It is worth noting.
Honestly,
what's up?
Genuinely great first issue.
It's a great first issue. It really is. Good. Yeah.
I think. Very good.
Yeah, just does a great job of selling the book. Sells the character.
Probably the strongest of the Goodwin written issues. Honestly, like.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Because
to be fair, I do really like issue 3. I'm a big fan of issue 3 as well.
Maybe, yeah. So
number 2,
issue 2.
Issues 1 and 2, importantly, are a sort of like two-hander. They're meant to be read together. They're meant to be, part of Lucas's origin. Luke Cage's origin is also, his relationship with Willis Stryker, aka Diamondback. So we open this issue on Diamondback's people finding Luke Cage, going after him. Luke Cage becoming just aware of that these people are onto him. You get to show off some more of his powers. We have art here still by George Tuska and Billy Graham. So we get to see like a bit more of their action sequence capabilities here. It's very nice to see.
I'll also say, sadly, for these first couple of issues, they don't credit the colorist, which is especially a shame because, my God, the use of color in this book is genuinely fantastic.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. It's very possible it was Glynis Wayne because she does some of the book, but this is also a book with that there are so many colorists credited in the end. It's possible it was someone else.
Yeah. But after this fight scene here, we meet another important player in the Luke Cage mythos, in the form of one Claire Temple, who meets Luke Cage after this fight. Let's talk about Claire Temple for a second, actually. Who I know, Jacob, you definitely have some experience with. Jamie, I'm sure
with
as
a
well.
different version of the character, because
Very different version of the character, yeah. Because because you've watched Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and obviously she's a big part of Luke Cage. If you watch the show, but I don't think we've ever read the comic counterpart of Claire Temple before, have we, Jacob?
I don't think she's shown up yet. Here, she's an actual doctor. Like,
Yeah.
Can we just again? Can we just talk about how great this is? Black female doctor. Like,
Yeah.
Now, sadly, I think there are definitely some points where under Englehart she may be reduced to just love interest at times.
Certainly at times. Yeah.
Right until the very end of what we're covering today, when she actually has something to do, but that is also being kind of to the side for the story. But it's all a thing. But it's fascinating that Goon's like, all right, well, we need to add in an actual doctor character. And this,
who also is going to tie things back into our origin issue, as Claire works with another doctor, one Dr. Noah Burstein, who seems to be working in the area. Claire and Noah have a clinic that they work out of, and Luke Cage finds Noah there, and we sort of cut away from that as we do a little bit of an origin recap, which is odd to do, I think, in the second issue, because this origin recap takes up 3 whole pages.
We should say it does at least add some detail of like why Luke Cage's costume is that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it also, this was a book coming out every other month.
Yeah, that's fair as well.
This wasn't coming out monthly. This was coming out, which is kind of a shame. And I don't know if it ever becomes a monthly book.
It's monthly for a while. It's monthly for like all of 73, and then it goes back to bi-monthly.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, it's very strange.
That is
very. From issues 5 to 16, it's monthly, and then it goes back to bi-monthly come 17 when it switches to Power Man.
I was going to say that might also be because that was when they lost Englehart and they had to start we start getting because I know we start getting basically a rotating.
Yeah, because Len Wein and Jenny Blake start doing like alternating issues essentially.
Yes, and then you get eventually some stuff with Perez, and you mentioned Chris Claremont comes on the book, and Marv Wolfman.
Claremont, Claremont, Wolfman, fucking everyone. It's great. It is weird because it was a fan favorite book. Everyone wanted it on it, and it's so crazy. It's so crazy how it's fallen to the wayside.
It's like basically every big name 70s Marvel writer is on it.
Yeah. Wow. But we get an origin recap. We get Luke Cage's costume. We get to see his visit to Reva's grave again. And now back in the present, Noah wakes up. And it is played early on here as if Noah Burstein does not recognize Luke Cage. And Luke is unsure if he does recognize him, and we're going to play around with that for a little bit longer. As Luke begins leaving the clinic and is chased down by more of Diamondback's guys.
Luke refers to himself as Frankenstein's monster, which is a choice.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair, actually, though. I think it's a fair way for Luke to think about himself. Especially this early on with the character. He still is figuring out what has even happened to him.
That I suppose you're right, but it's also it goes in tandem with he needs a conscience.
I don't think it does in this case. I think you're reading too much into that.
Maybe, I don't know. We also God. I completely I love how it's like, yes, this clinic is stopping the drugs basically.
They're stopping drugs. They're professional drug stoppers, Jacob. What's so hard to
Here's the
understand?
thing. Here's the thing. I think it's accidentally an understanding of how community support like clinics like this can help stopping like death from drugs and drug crime because weird, weird, weird. Having access to healthcare seems to lower addiction rates. I wonder why that might be.
Healthcare is
wonder if
woke,
there's-
though.
That's true.
Oh,
That's
right,
true.
yeah.
And comics aren't political, Jacob. Come on.
Exactly.
Comics are
Yeah.
political and empathy is a sin.
Exactly.
Apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. Empathy is what is the quote? Empathy is a made up new age word.
Yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, so
It's interesting that Diamondback isn't the top of the food chain.
Yeah, we get a scene establishing other like sort of like mob gangster characters working alongside him. And we get it, but in the scene also we are establishing like Diamondback's power here because I'll say we're done with Diamondback after this issue, and I personally think they should have saved the character for later. I think
it has this. Part of me is wondering if there was a fear that this might only run a couple issues.
That's fair. Although if that's the case, and Goodwin, and maybe it was only like the first 4, and Goodwin was gonna dip then. Like maybe they could have done a full like proper 4-issue arc with Diamondback. I just think, and maybe it's also my more modern storytelling sensibilities that say like, oh, we should save Diamondback for later because he's such an important character in Luke's life, and maybe that's it. But also like Iron Fist's early issues they spend so long on his early revenge quest that is very similar to Luke Cage's. So actually, Jamie, have you read those early Iron Fist issues?
I've read some of them. I've read like the first Masterwork.
Okay, that would cover all those. Yeah, but they spend a while on that initial revenge quest, and it's really well built up, which is maybe just why I find this weird. But yeah, so we get to scene with these other gangsters. We cut back to Luke Cage, who is now looking for a place to live, where he decides to rent out of this theater. That is
apartment above a theater.
I love the fact that this comes back in like when Luke Cage sets his own Avengers team up. He raises it here.
Oh, really? Oh, what book is that?
That's Mighty Avengers from like 2013.
Oh wow! I kind of want to check that out.
It brings back a lot of stuff from this. Yeah,
that's really cool, actually. Okay, I might have to check that out.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah,
I was already surprised that this a totally minor character, Bertha the ticket seller lady, also comes back like several issues later.
Yeah. There's a strong continuity in this book.
Also, we are introduced to another recurring character, Dave Griffith,
who, aka DW, after the director.
Archie, Mr. Goodwin. You had to have known. Right? I don't think this is excusable. So, okay, you know what? Because we're referring to a director who is over 100 years old in the present day, we should explain who D.W. Griffith, the director, is. He is a director who is known for being a film pioneer. And he kind of is, but also, even though he is most well known for 2 films. A film from 1915 entitled The Birth of a Nation.
Oh, God!
A film that is single-handedly responsible for reviving the Ku Klux Klan. A personal favorite film of United States President Woodrow Wilson, the first film screened as at the White House, quite literally a blockbuster epic. It's racist. It is a racist film. I'm not going to go into all of the reasons why The Birth of a Nation is a racist film, because that would also mean I would probably have to eventually watch The Birth of a Nation.
Jacob, we should watch together some night.
Does this count? As
Honestly,
adapted
honestly, if I'm watching it, I'd like to be with someone so we can at least talk about like try to reckon with it, because it is also genuinely important in American filmmaking. It is also like it is a monstrous film. I've seen clips in college. It's a thing. It's a thing.
So, Jacob, all I'm hearing is that you're trying to say that comics are political right now.
Yes. But also, like, Griffith's immediate next film was a film called Intolerance, which is supposed to be his apology for Birth of a Nation, but also not an apology because he stands by it. He's basically like, I'm not racist, but also I made a masterpiece, I guess. I don't know. This man is weird. And we're naming a character after this director. This fucking director.
It's a movie reference, Jacob. It's a movie reference. Yeah, sure, he's a white character in a black book, but Jacob, it's a movie reference. So
he's a white character in a black book, and more specifically, a blonde character in a black book.
It's a movie reference, Jacob. It's Cage rents this space above the gym theater, and
I should say Griffith is actually kind of a fun character.
Oh yeah, totally.
It is so weird. It's like, just why would you name him that? Go with like Charles Chaplin or something. Like
call him Charles Chaplin. Yes, that's.
I don't know. Like
that's
other directors. There are other. This isn't a subtle reference. That he's literally called DW.
But they do also say literally in the book DW. You know, like the director.
Yes, it's not subtle.
So anyway, Luke Cage gets a call at his new place from Noah Burstein, who is here to tell Cage that Claire's been taken. Claire's been taken by Diamondback, and if he doesn't show up to if Cage doesn't show his face to Diamondback, then they will kill Claire. And so Cage goes to find Diamondback. He's also hit by a car. Hit by a car by Diamondback's guys. We get some great action here until eventually Cage is actually he's able to save Claire then from the guys in the car. But then Diamondback is there. He recognizes that Luke Cage is in fact Lucas, and it's literally I can't think of what movie it's from. The two guys passing each other in the car. Anyway, they see each other. They recognize who they are. We had a great little standoff between the two of them, and eventually,
notably, Luke doesn't kill Diamondback.
Yeah, Luke is not a killer.
Diamondback does end up
dying. He does die
in an explosion.
Yeah, we had a classic, falls through a window, gets up for a second, explosion happens, and to Luke, he has, at least for now, avenged Reva Connors, and Willis Stryker is dead, Claire is safe, and that is the end of the second issue.
We're also a little scared, like, is Birthday coming to turn Luke Cage in to lock him up again?
Yeah.
Because like person's like, you shouldn't be vengeful. It's like, really, Mr. White doctor guy
who experimented on me and tortured me, basically.
Really,
Anyway, but that brings us into Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 3, and my God, what a design for a villain! Mace is his name, murder is his game, and as ridiculous as he is, I do actually really like Mace as one of Luke Cage's like villain of the month villains. He's pretty good.
He shows up again.
Yeah. He does. Yeah. But this is Mark of the Mace, taking us into this with a confrontation between the police and Luke Cage early on, trying to find out like what happened here, and Claire is able to vouch for Luke, as we then get Luke going to Noah Burstein, and sort of just like laying everything, on the line, saying like, hey, like, we know, like, Noah knows who he is, obviously, and we flash back to the first issue yet again because we have to recap once again what happened in the first issue.
This time it's at least just a page, like,
yeah,
and it's, let's be honest, fantastic art. Like, we have some, I have some issues with George Tuska as a person, but
George Tuska isn't a great person and is likely the reason Steve Englehart quit the book.
Yeah, very likely. Because weirdly enough, I looked at like things. Tuska also leaves the book briefly, but
and then comes
he
back.
Then comes back.
Comes back once Steve Englehart is gone.
Yeah, so that's a shame. But this one page is.
It's a pretty great page. Yeah,
it's pretty damn great.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn great. I hate it, but also, I think the inks improve it again.
Billy Graham is still doing wonders for this book.
We can't not praise Billy Graham enough.
Yeah. So, you want to talk about the content scene?
Yeah, I will say there are a couple of interesting things. I think Goodwin is aware that the legal system is good for Black people. Like,
yeah,
largely they get victims. It's like Luke knows that one, he was framed and like had drugs planted on him, and two, we actually call out that Burstein's experiments are kind of unethical.
Yeah.
Sure, you say you had good intentions, and I really like that when we get this, we're like panning out to the people waiting in the lobby and people outside on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Burstein thinks he's responsible.
Yeah.
But he says, but and Luke very much sees it's like, so I'm going to let you live and be free, but I need, like, I'm going to watch and see what cases you take and interfere if I think you do something wrong. And Luke outright calls him a parole officer, and Burstein calls himself a conscience.
Yeah.
And sadly, after Goodwin leaves, Englehart kind of keeps Burstein around and doesn't always really show that Burstein should be the one in the wrong because Luke needs neither. Like,
to be fair, like, I will say what Englehart does with Burstein after Goodwin leaves is that, like, Burstein kind of becomes more a neutral character and isn't like, well, yes, he's not constantly called out for the shit he did. He is also not like praised as this, like, sort of moral conscience for Luke.
Yes, because
so Englehart doesn't really like hurt or harm the situation. It's just this is something that should have been reckoned with while Goodwin was still on the book.
Yeah, because he doesn't need a conscience. He doesn't need a conscience.
But anyway, so time to meet our villain. We have Mace. He's a guy with a mace for a hand, and it's fucking hilarious.
Great.
This is really interesting. Also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
An ex-Vietnam vet?
Yeah, I want to talk about. I find this really interesting, having just come off of Spider-Man Volume 5 on the last episode, with what about 5 years difference in between that volume and this one. We've got some very different takes on the war from Stan Lee and then Archie Goodwin, which I find is really, really interesting.
I mean, we should also say the Vietnam War, like, still going on.
Like, oh yeah, exactly. But attitudes towards it have definitely changed. But even then,
changed. Like,
this was still, controversial at the time. And here Archie Goodwin is just kind of like going all in on it and making a character that, while yes, absolutely ridiculous, is a character that does what he does because he is traumatized by this war.
Yes. Also, we make the decision where Mace isn't like an objector to the war in the end.
Mm-hmm.
he like
he wants to get back in it, really.
Yeah, like he as a character is like, the war is good. This is a great thing.
Yeah, he's only mad that because he lost a hand, like he was discharged, and
so he's decided to replace his hand with a mace.
with a fucking mace.
Because that's his name.
Because that's his name.
He's put a fucking mace on his hand and called himself Mace, and it's fucking. He can't even do like the fucking like Evil Dead thing where he puts a fucking chainsaw on his hand. He puts a fucking mace on his hand, like. It's just funny. It can't not be funny. But yeah, we begin getting Mace's people going after Luke Cage,
holding Griffiths hostage and making him go back to like try to shoot Cage. And I like the whole Orange Julius stand being what tips Luke off that something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it is a little over-explained because wordy 70s comics.
It's not bad. Realistically, like I always found the dialogue throughout this particular book pretty good, actually, compared to things at the time. Yeah,
it gets really snappy in places, but this is one of those where I'm like, you could just let the art speak for itself.
That's fair. Yeah, so we get a fight scene between Luke and some of Mace's guys. We cut over to Mace, who is about to leave as Luke Cage steps in on this plan. We get a fight between Luke and Mace. There is just like, I don't know. I find the way Goodwin writes Mace really interesting. Because he writes Mace explicitly like in the wrong for trying to get for like still approving of the war and still like trying his damnedest to get back into it, you know. He's just that damaged by his experiences that he thinks that the right thing to do is to try to prove himself, essentially. It's interesting. Yeah. But we get our fight scene between Luke and Mace. I love Mace's eventual fate here. It's so cool. I say cool. It's fucked up, but it's great. Where he's eventually like tossed out of his plane into the water, and his mace is so heavy it drags him down beneath the waves. It's pretty great. Luke comes out of the water. Presumably Mace has died. Luke heads off for the issue, and that's where we close out there.
We get a really nice aspect to his character that, by taking the money for this case, he does end up sending it to the widow of the man who initially hired him.
Yes. Yeah.
Minor subplot we didn't actually talk about. You don't get hired for this case by a guy who then gets killed by Mace's people. So it's really nice.
Yeah. That just brings us into Luke Cage Hero for Hire #4 then. Archie Goodwin's final issue on the book. And it's a weird one. It's a weird
Scooby-Doo episode.
It is literally a Scooby-Doo episode. It's so funny. I love it.
Also, first time Billy Graham does all the art.
Yeah. Love some Billy Graham art. This is the Phantom of 42nd Street. It is it's so silly. A man in a big purple cloak visits Luke Cage in the middle of the night, and he escapes, and Luke Cage sees the face underneath there. He's this horrifying, grotesque, green, splotchy man. And then he disappears, and then Luke Cage is like, where did that phantom go? And DW is like, what phantom?
What is this? The Phantom of the Opera?
And it's so funny. Luke is still haunted by this thing. Luke sees like somebody on the street with a sign that says, "This is a street of sin. Beware! The avenging spirit shall bring it doom." And so
also, he is dressed as like Moses in the Ten Commandments.
Yes.
I love, sadly, Archie Goodwin's passed, but I'd like to know, going through your mind in this dude? Like,
the man was insane. I kind of love it. I just always, I don't know. I always love that introduction of For the Long Halloween by Jeff Loeb, where he's just like, it was all Archie's fault. Like, Archie is the reason we did all the stupid shit we did. Like, it's great.
So like, actual plot. That years ago, there's this guy called Adrian Loring who burnt in a theater fire. I guess Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
Except not really, because that's not what happens in the Phantom of the Opera. Just in, oddly enough, a lot of film adaptations that would have been popular around this time.
But yeah, then Luke decides to like investigate this because he believes that it is this guy that burned in this fire that is haunting him. As he goes to visit
a patient of Burstein's, like, goes berserk. Yes,
and begins like hurling things and tossing Noah around, and so this guy that went berserk, Jacques, has like a little handler man
because he is Haitian.
Yes,
okay.
They're also speaking French.
Yes,
and so Jacques and the little handler man walk away, and Luke leaves Burstein's office.
I think this is supposed to be like a red herring, like.
But no, that's just who it is. That's just the that's the entire mystery.
It's
Luke is then accosted by this old guy in DW's office. Who
is this is going to be such a weird reference. He's drawn like old man Barnabas Collins from Dark Shadows.
I don't know who that is, but cool.
I have no idea who that is.
Listen, here's the thing. I'm gonna vamp a little bit. I'll get a picture in the chat. Hang on.
Okay, I'll keep describing the issue. Our other red herring here. Sorry, we have two other red herrings. We have the old guy here with DW, and then we have basically the Moses guy on the street. Who's shouting on the street? He goes, "Gamora! All about me is Gamora, but I shall see it smited and consumed." and then Luke goes back to the theater where he is once again confronted by the Phantom. Oh, sorry, I'll look at your picture now, Jacob.
Yes.
Oh, he does look like that. You're right.
Yeah, and Barnabas Collins also carries a cane just like that. And like, this
I wonder if that's intentional. I wonder if that's intentional.
It's got to be an intentional reference. It's so weird.
But yeah, then Luke is confronted by the Phantom again, who he chases after.
I should say the Phantom design is literally a Scooby-Doo villain. Like
it is literally just a guy. I will describe it as accurately as I can. It is a big billowing purple cloak with yellow eyes underneath and large blue gnarled hands. And there's like a yellow.
It's the green giggling ghost from Scooby-Doo, but purple.
Yeah,
it's like
like the stock Scooby-Doo villain.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pretend like this is a bad thing. I should say
no. This is a fun issue. This is a really fun issue. At one point, the Phantom throws a. It looks like a slot machine at this, or not like a pinball machine at this guy.
No, it is a pinball machine because remember we're in an arcade.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay. And then, first off, once again, gorgeous colors here. I love the choices of reds and yellows.
Is this the first time? Did we get a colorist on this? I don't think so.
Maybe we do.
No, we
not.
don't.
We do not.
Hey, Stan Lee's no longer the editor. Roy Thomas is the editor officially.
Yeah. Yep. As if Roy Thomas wasn't the editor in the first place. But yeah, we get then Luke is attacked. Sorry, he removes the cape from the Phantom. And a little man in a green mask begins fighting him, and the actual body of the Phantom is on the ground. So obviously, the Phantom is quite literally Jacques and the little guy. I can't think of his name now. They say his name shortly. That's right, Armand Loring. He is the son of Adrian Loring. He's the son of Adrian Loring, and so quite literally, the Phantom was Jacques and Armand, like on each other's shoulders.
I love this. I love this. It's like, I ran away as a boy, ashamed of being what I am. Most people forgot Loring had a child, but he never gave time to find me. And he did, in Haiti, in prison. Like,
my God. And then, the old guy.
They want to kill Brunt, who is the old guy, aka Old Man Barnabas Collins. Like,
yep.
Who
knew Adrian Loring, and now aiming a gun at Armand Loring, and Armand Loring takes what's the old guy's name again?
Brunt.
I missed it. Brunt. He takes Brunt, tosses it out of a window. They fall down to their deaths together, and we don't really find out what happened to Jacques. And then we pass by the Moses-looking guy again, and that's the end of the issue. What the fuck, Archie? What?
Here's the thing. We know this book was done with the Marvel method, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have a feeling that some of this wasn't Billy Graham. I think a lot of this was just Archie Goodwin.
Yeah.
Being like, okay, Billy, I want phantoms, I want a little person, I want a dude that looks like Moses, and I want all these film references. Give me all the film references. Because, let's be honest, there are a lot.
Like, there are.
They reference Florence Ziegfeld at one point.
They do.
Like, Archie Goodwin just likes the movies and likes Scooby-Doo. And then he probably watched Dark Shadows.
And then he just dips, and then he leaves the book, and it's just like, what a guy! What a fucking guy!
Yeah, here's the thing. I do genuinely love this book. I do. It's great, but it goes to some weird fucking places.
I kind of love it because it can just kind of be. It can be both. It can be genuinely thoughtful look at the Vietnam War one issue, and then next Scooby-Doo plot. Like,
first 3 issues: meditations on the injustices of the prison system, the systemic racism at the heart of America, and fuck the Vietnam War. And then Scooby-Doo.
And then Scooby-Doo. And it's just like, it's fucking great. It's fucking great.
I love it.
It's so much fun. But thus ends the Archie Goodwin era of Luke Cage, taking us into Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 5, written by the one and only Steve Englehart. So, this is Don't Mess with Black Mariah.
Oh.
Jacob, I just so desperately wish you had watched the Luke Cage show. This is the one character that I'm just like, because I had read this comic after I'd watched the show, obviously. And I just saw this issue and I was like, oh, cool, Mariah. What a great fucking character. And it's this. It's fucking this.
So I'm pretty sure this is also a blaxploitation tribute, like, very
most definitely. Big time. Big time.
But it's a bit problematic. Like,
you're problematic, Jacob.
I'll also say, this book, under Englehart specifically, has a tendency to open with an action scene, and like,
I like it. It's good.
I like it, but it becomes a little repetitive, at times. This time I do like that our first page is paralleling action in the theater with action on screen. Like, but this one is basically God, how do I describe this plot? How do we describe this plot?
And here's the thing: it is important to a lot of later Englehart issues. So yeah, we have our opening plot here, where a client of Luke's is being attacked within the theater that he lives at, which is a wild place to attack him. But yeah, this guy's being attacked, and Luke is here to try to save him. Unfortunately, his client has already been killed by the time that he shows up, but he's able to stop the guys that are attacking him. And
his client's name is Jenks. It takes us a while. Oddly enough, it takes us a while to get to exactly what Jenks' friend have Luke do.
Yeah.
Like it's very weird. But we find out Jenks' wife, who is going to become very important later.
Yeah.
You meet her. She's told the news of her husband's death. We get our first look at Black Mariah herself, and I just look. Normally, when there's like a really popular like adaptation of a character and something, I'm like, oh, I'll try to like read the comic character with the voice of the actor that plays them in an adaptation. There's no way. I can't imagine Alfred Woodard as this version of the character. I just
played
can't.
by Alfred. What?
Yes, Alfred
Yo.
Woodard plays Mariah in the show, and she's one of the absolute best characters of the whole thing. She's amazing. She's playing off of fucking Mahershala Ali the whole time as Cottonmouth, and it's just so fucking good.
We should say that we also got our first appearance of Phil Fox, reporter for the Daily Bugle, who will become a problem.
Yes, he is a problem.
My first note of this, I'm like, oh god, this guy's gonna make me write this motherfucker again. Is that
yeah,
like
yeah. Yeah. So we have Mariah here, who
is basically a matron running a school for young boys who is does the crime.
They do the crime, and I'm guessing the implication is she's meant to be funny because she's fat and has some funny speech bubbles. So
there's some funny speech bubbles and has some masculine features. Like
it's.
We can say this is kind of a racist caricature, just a little bit.
Kind of, yeah. Because here's the thing: like even in blaxploitation films of the time, they didn't often go into this particular trope. Like this isn't something that blaxploitation films were doing really. I don't know.
This has roots
elsewhere
in other forms of entertainment.
Yeah.
Story.
But Luke then begins looking into who killed Jinx, who they were working for, etc. Luke eventually finds the hideout of Black Mariah and her guys. A lot of the rest of this issue is very light on dialogue. It is very action.
It's a lot of action.
Yeah,
very much because I very much wonder if like it took them a while to get someone on the book. Like,
oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Englehart's first issue or two were like a rush job.
Yeah.
Because you can kind of tell, like,
yeah,
a lot of this.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm known for liking my light on dialogue, snappy action piece comic issues.
Yes.
But this isn't really a bad thing. But it's like, you can tell that there's less. There's just a lot less going on here than the Goodwin issues.
I'd argue it's probably one of the weaker. It's one of the weaker Englehart issues. Probably one of the weaker issues of the comic overall.
It's between this and probably the first Doctor Doom issue.
Yeah.
But Luke is eventually able to defeat Black Mariah. She is tossed into the ocean and she doesn't die, it seems. But we never really see her again. So, but
I like
did you say thank God?
Yeah. I do like that this is the first time where it mentions about how quickly he goes through shirts.
Yes, it is a really funny trope because I mean it's another thing constantly referenced like in Mike Coulter's version of the character where it's just like it's your shirts are just constantly getting bullets in them, and because you're not getting affected by the bullets, you're just kind of letting yourself get shot. So it's great. We do also get a little scene with Jenks' wife at the end here.
Who notices that Luke shirtless is sexy? Like that's how this is meant to be read.
Yeah.
Luke says no charge, and this guy is like, no, I'm his handler. He doesn't mean it. You owe him $50, and he gets money thrown in his face, and it's like, just fuck this guy.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. That brings us into a very short issue. Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 6. This is Knights and White Satin. You know what? I never actually. Here's the thing: when you had actually gotten to reading this, Jacob, I had actually finished my volume 1 reread. I'm actually only about halfway through my volume 2 one right now, but but I'm only really noticing now that you've pointed it out that yeah, all of the Englehart issues open on a splash page action sequence, and it's cool. I like it personally. I know you said you weren't a huge fan of it, Jacob, but
I think that's what made me get a little bit like made things feel a little repetitive when I'm reading in sequence.
That's fair.
This,
I mean, I don't know. I like it.
yeah.
I am a fan.
I'll also say this is also co-written. Another indicator that this might have been a very quick turnaround time.
They have
Jerry Conway is
as a-
co-writing this.
Yeah.
And
Also, we don't have
We do
Billy
get-
Graham is on full art again.
and we do get the colorist,
Yes, finally
right.
we have Petra G.
Petra G.
Yeah,
Which is Petra. I want to say Goldenberg.
I don't know the last name.
Sorry,
Right.
Petra Goldberg.
No idea.
I just checked my my big. I like to note who creates what, so I can credit people appropriately. But yes,
We had to jump into this issue. We have Luke Cage on one of his hirings being watched by two young women from down below who get interested.
blonde
in
and a
Luke Cage's-
redhead.
Yep. Get interested in Luke Cage's activities, so they run up to the top of the theater to find out what's going on. As Luke finishes his latest beatings of some bad guys, the two women.
I should say it's so clear that there are points where they just want to start dropping f-bombs in this book.
Oh
Like,
god,
they
yeah,
can't-
absolutely. That's another thing is like blaxploitation films are very heavy on swearing.
They're
And
usually rated R.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
So you can't do that here. they're heavy on swearing. They're heavy on nudity. And you can't do either of those in this book. But
Sometimes we can get kind of close, usually with silhouettes,
mhm,
like motherless freaking scum.
yeah.
Also, Luke Cage starts to say Christmas a lot, and that is
Yes,
I don't know.
Oh
that is
my God,
so.
yeah.
Because of the censors, this is the start. Sorry, they never fully say it yet. They don't say Luke Cage's full
Right.
catchphrase yet for this entire first volume. But his cat. Do you know Luke Cage's catchphase, Jacob?
Is it
close.
is it gonna be like Jiminy Christmas or something?
Not
It's Sweet
Yeah.
Christmas. Sweet Christmas.
Sweet Christmas.
Yeah.
I was shocked that it didn't show up in the first volume.
Yeah. Often he'll say Sweet Sister and he'll say Christmas, but he'll never put them together, and it's so weird.
It's so cool that I want to say like sweet Christ.
Yeah,
They
and it's one of those things where like he becomes known for it because of the censors essentially, and it becomes becoming the catchphrase. It's
Yay
cool.
for the comic. Well, I mean, not yay for the Comics Code. The Comics Code Authority.
Comics Code Authority sucks, but also I mean, what other superhero has a catchphrase "Sweet Christmas"? I mean,
Christmas.
come on, it's pretty great. But yeah,
It's
so
also I will say it is also so funny because again we can get away with heavy topics: drug running, murder, Scooby Doo villains.
can't say damn though.
Vietnam
You can't
War.
say damn.
That would
Can't
be,
say damn.
Mechanic.
It'd be a moral panic. My gosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, so these two young women catch up with Luke. They are interested in hiring him for a job because they believe that their father is going to be assassinated. They have an old father who is dying,
It's
and
not even
someone's
their
trying
dad.
to
It is
kill him.
it is their grandfather.
Oh, it's their grandfather. That's right. Okay.
He
and yeah,
has polio and he was too stubborn to be vaccinated.
Oh, crazy.
what a,
It's your RFK.
It's Kennedy.
oh my god. But yeah, so he's already dying, but apparently an assassin is after him, and that strikes Luke Cage as weird because yeah, if he's already dying, why not just wait for him to die?
So
So-
we actually get I guess this is closer to a standard noir plot, but
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
And yet
but it's
still
also
feels a
so
bit
fucking
Scooby-Doo.
ridiculous.
So much of this is more like this particular issue is more Luke Cage as a detective than a full-on superhero, which I
Yeah.
kind of like. I like that idea.
I love me some detective stories. Like
Yeah.
you're not going to hear a complaint from me. So we go to this old manor. Petra Goldberg coloring it ridiculously in the best way.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh Billy Graham, you are gorgeous.
It's so good. We meet with our polio old man guy, and he is dying, and he can barely speak even, and it's really weird that somebody's trying to kill him. we also meet a servant here in this mansion named
Ansel.
Ansel, who is just so clearly the bad guy. Like he's just it's so obvious he's gonna be the bad guy. We see him.
Bad guy.
He gives
He has
Luke
Marvel
this
bad guy face. Like,
yeah, like he gives Luke this steering look. 2 seconds later, a chandelier drops from the ceiling, and it's like, who else? Who else could have done it? Like
this scene
a
just reminds
ghost.
me of, weirdly, this scene just reminds me of like Monster of Peladon, and I don't know why.
okay, yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah, that makes sense.
You say that as the next Doctor Who story in my marathon is quite literally the Monster of Peladon.
It has been a while since you've continued that, actually.
Look, Ghost of End Space nearly killed me. Okay,
Ghost of End Space is fine. Of all the things to break.
It took first off, it took me a while to get to reading that novelization because it's a VMA, and I'm including the VNAs and VMAs in my marathon, so I had to read it. Because I was oddly enough, it's because I had to get through the 2 Star Wars books that you had me read first, Joey. So
yeah, and you have another one on the pile there to get through, Jacob. So do that as well, and also watch some things for bonus episodes, Jacob. Do everything.
I'm working on it,
Jacob. I'm
working on it. I promise. I'm just so much, guys.
Luke is able to save our 2 young women from a falling chandelier. Ansel is conveniently there to look after them immediately afterwards.
He's also like, it's like, do you think that was deliberate? And it's like, oh, I'm sorry to say it was Miss Catherine, but it certainly looks that way.
And then we're back in Scooby-Doo land as Luke goes to lay down for a little bit, and some knights, some empty suits of armor begin coming to life and chasing after Luke.
We should also say, like, their dad is dead. He died in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be important later. But yeah,
and so
Scooby-Doo land.
Yeah, Luke is able to fight these suits of armor and then go check on Old Man McOldman, and
who had the valves on the iron lung messed with, so he's dying.
Mm-hmm. He gets taken away by an ambulance, and then Luke begins looking through some papers
in their library. Like it asks, so who is this Robert Frederick Forsyth? And it's like, it was our long lost brother who disappeared, who disappeared with our mother. We think he's dead. It's like, okay, so he's not.
And then 2 panels later, Luke is chasing after this guy yelling Forsyth. and so, yeah, Ansel's the bad guy. He's in fact this long lost brother. And Luke is able to knock him out, save the day. And then as we get this funny ass scene that ends the issue, where Luke is repaid for his good deed with a kiss on the cheek from these 2 young women, just as Claire gets back and she gives him a stern look. Womp womp. And
this is definitely a blaxploitation reference.
Big time. Oh yeah. Yeah. All that said, that brings us into.
My God, here's the thing. I think this is also a case where reading these issues doesn't do justice. Like, you really got to talk about them to realize how ridiculous they are. Because this next one shows New York being blown up in a nuclear blast,
with a bad guy next to Luke yelling "Merry Christmas, world!" and goodbye. And the title of the story is Jingle Bombs.
That doesn't really work.
It doesn't. You're right.
Can we also just say this is a really fucking weird one? Like,
this is such a weird issue. Such a weird issue.
So,
oh my God.
So Luke is helping out in the clinic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a poor child is beaten up by Jacob Marley from A Christmas Carol.
With a stick. This kid is
Yeah.
beaten with a stick out in the streets.
The fact that you see him out the window of the first page.
Yeah, the first page.
I only just noticed this going back through it. But...
Such a fun book. Oh my god. So
we also remember that Claire is a doctor. That is like Claire start getting first aid ready for this kid.
Yeah.
But, like, so like this guy is Jacob Marley from A Christmas Carol, apparently.
And he is oh my god. He
runs away when he's stopped by Luke Cage.
He runs away. And then Luke goes to help in the clinic some more. And then Luke and Claire go out for the night, out in the snow. They have this cute little
oh my god, I love the snowball fight scene.
Snowball fight's adorable, and then them kissing in the snow, and it's such a sweet moment. I really love that. But then
also, like, we have one of our most like unrealistic scenes of a beat cop being like, it's like, oh, no parking zone, officer? No sparking zone if you're old enough to get that joke. What would Manhattan look like if everybody started smooching? Wait a minute. That's a pretty dumb piece of reasoning. Merry Christmas, kids.
Amazing scene.
It wants to be wholesome. So then there's this beggar who, like, we give a little money to, and, like...
Who's another non-vet. He has what seems to be like some kind of PTSD sort of reaction to Luke. He pulls a gun on Luke, tries shooting him. Luke breaks the gun and leaves.
As they're walking away, we figure out this is Jacob Marley. Like,
yeah, this is the same guy.
Yeah.
This is the same guy apparently. And then Luke and Claire, after going to like a Christmas party, they leave the party and then are attacked by some kind of a bad, like, super costumed bad guy from the future. He has like a ray gun. He's wearing like a green and orange jumper, and
he also has like the Chinese stereotype mustache and goatee. Like,
yeah, and Luke has to beat this guy up, and then he realizes that this guy is apparently all of these strange encounters that Luke has had tonight. And so Luke has to fight him before he escapes. And Luke and Claire, go searching for where he might have gone to. Only for Luke to eventually be knocked out while talking to a Santa on the street.
Because it's Christmas, guys.
He's knocked out, taken to this guy's lair, where he's now dressed as a gimp, basically. And apparently he wanted to test Luke. That's how he chose to test Luke, by dressing up as Jacob Marley, a non-vet, and a mugger from the future. And
he was doing
it's so strange. And now he has an atomic bomb. And now he's gonna blow up the city.
He was in the army, so he stole a atom bomb.
He dismantled it and stole it.
God,
yeah, he's an engineer.
I'm losing my mind. So Luke is able to stop him, obviously, and then the issue ends. Actually, with this funny little gag at the end with what's the guy? Who is this guy at the end here? I forget.
He was in the
that's right. This is the guy that's just trying to rob the place because he's been casing it. And then the issue ends, bringing us into Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 8, with, as the cover promises, a surprise supervillain lurks within these pages, and wait till you find out who. They just show who it is on the cover.
Yeah,
they just do. That's just Doctor Doom. Nobody's gonna be surprised.
It's just that the Doombots on the cover look a bit different.
Yeah. They're just Doombots on the cover.
Oh,
guy in a green hood is talking to Luke, and Luke is like, "You!" Like,
so Fresh Face Comics, I guess, is taking the MCU route of doing a bunch of Doctor Doom appearances, not in a Fantastic Four thing.
Jacob, I dislike you.
Look, it's true. It's true.
And hey, technically, Doctor Doom did show up in a Fantastic Four thing in the MCU, just in a post-credit scene with a guy clearly actually being played by Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. But yeah, so God, this thing. Um,
So yeah, I just don't love this issue, honestly.
No.
it brings up the death of Frank Jeeks again, which is,
Yeah, that is important. Yeah,
Mm.
and it is once again the book just has a really tight continuity in general. Yeah, we have
this random guy wants to hire in a 3-piece suit, wants to hire Luke, but
And then,
oh no, like there is a robbery, so like we have to do like a diversion for action,
mhm.
which is it's fine, but it's really weird. Um, like basically
It
because Luke
does.
wants to know who killed Frank Jeeks, and he won't squeal.
Mhm.
yeah.
And
And
then
then,
we
oh wait,
get.
this is issue 8. I just remembered.
Oh yeah, we're here. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so here we have to describe it for the listeners. There's a scene where Luke is kind of looking for this guy that got away from him, and in the meantime, there's this old, I'm assuming Jewish woman,
You
standing.
can tell they're Jewish because of the way their dialogue is written.
Yeah, she is looking out of a window. She points Luke in the right direction and turns back to her husband and says, in reprints, says, "Oh, such a lovely, quiet, friendly young man. You should have seen him, Julius. What a doll!" So originally there was a slur published in this, a slur that Steve Englehart did not know was a slur
No,
because it was given to
George
him.
Tusker.
George Tuska gave him a slur because they're doing the Marvel method where it's like, oh, we're just filling in the dialogue as we go. And they're like, hey, what are some Jewish words I could throw in here? And he's like, oh, here's a word. And it's basically the Jewish N word that was in here. And
also, like, it tells you how much tension is happening behind the scenes. Because, like, Tuska was an established artist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Englehart was kind of the new wave of creators. Like, this is, I think,
Yeah.
one of Englehart's big break. This book is.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell. Like,
and so,
like, Tuska's perfectly fine working with Goodwin because Goodwin's a professional, whereas Englehart isn't.
mm-hmm.
So they hate each other, and you can tell.
Yeah. I'll say also, like, what I find the best thing about this story, because there's not a lot great about the story, but there was like an obvious sort of like pushback to the fact that there was a bad word in this book at one point, and there, because the letters pages that were published in the issues would be like a couple months behind. Englehart actually got into the letters column like the issue before the letters for issue 8 were going to be published, and he's like, hey, look, just so y'all know, I'm sure they're, I know I've already been informed, but like I just want to take a moment to apologize for the word that was in issue 8. I genuinely had no clue. I was led astray. There was no way I could have known personally.
And professionally, is very professional with it. Doesn't blame Tuska.
He doesn't, and he should, but
yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't blame Tuska, and he just like, hey, he's like, my bad. I'll do better, etc. And it's just, I don't know. You can just apologize when you do bad things and not double down,
and not double apologize and try to do better, because he actively does try to do better.
Yeah. So anyway, George Tuska is going to be gone in a few issues. So yeah. All that said, Lee continues hunting down this guy, is unable to track him down. We get another scene between Luke and Claire, because I love the way Englehart writes these two as a couple. They're so cute together. We get more Luke hunting down the guy that killed Jinx.
So the guy in the 3-piece suit is back, and he's like, I am working for a rich man, and he will pay you $200 a day. I need to find 4 men who stole some of his secrets from his company. Or they're hiding out in like this area of the city, which is a ghetto. So that's interesting.
And Luke finds these guys, and as he punches one of these guys, his face kind of comes off, and it turns out that he is in fact a robot. And as he goes to find the rich man that the man in the 3-piece suit was working for, and it is dun 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 Doctor Doom.
Okay, like, how does Doctor Doom hide in these straight rooms? He is like, he's just so dramatic.
Doctor Doom is really bad at hiding in general, and just kind of really bad at a lot of things. Or rather, he does everything in a really ridiculous manner that makes it seem like he's really bad at everything he does. That's at least the way that I've always.
I feel like every line should be shouted out like a Brian Blessed character.
Yeah,
or like Matt Berry.
Yeah, yes.
Oh Brian Blessed meets Matt Berry.
Yes.
Shame about Matt Berry's recent role choices.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see about that. Yeah. Oh God. Ugh. We can't have anything.
No, we can't. At least it's just the stupid audiobooks, and it's probably like a day of work, but also you shouldn't be taking those roles.
Yeah. Anyway, so Doctor Doom has Luke Cage, as he has Luke Cage is still working for him. He's working for Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom is like, hey, continue hunting down these robots. I will pay you.
They are robots. They are defective. They aren't people. Like, so, like, it's like, well, I do like that Luke is like, well, I don't dig it. You've got a right to hire like anybody else. Like, it's like,
and so Luke
I do like the implication that Luke probably wouldn't have taken the job had he known it's Doctor Doom.
Exactly, yeah, but he is still being paid for it. And so he hunts down the rest of these robots, and then he finds out that Doctor Doom has fled the country and that he's not getting paid. And now,
this dude is just insane.
Luke Cage Hero for Hire #9 is, while not a great issue, is just so fucking funny. It is literally
the entire thing is that Moon Knight meme.
Yeah, it is literally Doctor Doom. I know you're here, you goddamn coward. I know you're here, you coward. Where's my goddamn money? So Luke goes immediately to the Fantastic Four. This issue opens on the page where he goes to ask the Fantastic Four for their jet, so you can go hunt down Doctor Doom and go get his fucking money.
These are like the first. These are the first superheroes in this book, like proper Marvel superheroes.
And it's also not the traditional Fantastic Four lineup. We have Medusa. We have Medusa here instead of Invisible Woman. Jacob, do you know who Medusa is?
I know she's an Inhuman.
She is an Inhuman. You're correct about that. Yeah,
with long hair, and that is it.
That's the vibe.
I swear, if you put her on this year's tier list, she's going in like.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Okay, good, because I hate to say it.
I know
going after here because I don't know.
Sure, I know better. But yeah, so it takes some convincing and some fighting as well. But Luke Cage is able to just eventually say, hey, yeah, is this good enough reason for me to take your jet and go to Latveria and go get my money?
Yeah, sure.
And they're like, yeah, sure. Go get your money.
I also like that Luke Cage can fly a jet.
Right, yeah. It seems like something you have to like really learn, but he doesn't.
He does it.
Yeah. Incredibly funny. So Luke eventually flies to Latveria, as you do.
Meets the resistance.
Meets the resistance, yeah. Takes on some people that don't like Doctor Doom. Ends up allying himself with Doctor Doom because he kind of has to. And then eventually finds Doctor Doom. And wait, where's the fucking line? The line is so funny. Oh yeah. Dr. Doom goes, money? What money are you talking? You mean the money I owed you for tracking down my robots? You came all the way here for that? A paltry $200? You are crazy.
Which, mind you, this is where that is it's a lot of money today. It is. Let me just vamp a little bit. I want to do a quick inflation.
It's so funny, but then it's also funny because there's a very small fight, and then Doctor Doom just gives him the money. He just Like,
Oh,
like,
it's-
like he protects,
I love-
like he protects Doctor Doom from a few rebels in Latveria, but like he just gives him the money then, and then he goes back and he.
Oh my god! So I just did an inflation calculator. $200 in 1972 when this issue was published.
73.
73. I'm gonna quickly do. Hang on, it might have changed. Let's do this. It probably won't change by much.
I love
Yeah,
that
no,
this issue.
$1,400, $451.68.
A lot of money. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
I love how this issue is just, oh, let's send Luke Cage to Latveria because there's this guy from an obscure book that I want to include in it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just such a Steve Englehart thing to do.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Yeah, there's a guy called the Faceless One.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no idea who the hell that is.
Yeah.
And Ray's like, go read Astonishing Tales. That's where this guy is from.
Yep. And then then Ben Grimm yells at Luke Cage when he gets back, and that's it. That's the end of the issue. It's like it's such a pointless issue, and I really love it for that. I love it because it is just such a stupid premise, but also it's going to sell well because it's got Doctor Doom on the cover. So
Yeah.
can't argue for trying.
It's basically like, wait, you didn't overthrow a sovereign nation? Like, no, Ben.
I just wanted my fucking money.
He wanted his money. Not all of us can have a scientist best friend who owns a giant skyscraper, Ben.
So that brings us into Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 10. This is The Lucky and the Dead.
Genuinely, I kind of love this villain.
This is a great issue. This is a really great issue.
Oh, yeah. I was surprised we went closer to more traditional supervillain route for like a couple issues.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final issue we're covering today kind of
Isn't bad at
weird.
all. Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
This is yeah.
We're opening once more with Mrs. Jenks, who is informing Luke of some more things that she knew about, like her husband's dealings. AKA, we're going to go to a casino then that we believe Jenks had something to do with, that he like owed some money there. So Luke is going to go to first off they're passing by a bank, and
they're going to a bank because like this because they had a safety deposit box, like so that's why they're going. They're not going to withdraw anything. It's like, let's look at the safety deposit box. The bank is being robbed. Like,
yeah. And this is like
suddenly
related.
bank
This
robbery.
is unrelated to like everything in the Jinx case. These are just some random bank robbers.
Yes. I mean, it's nice to show Luke Cage being a hero,
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
and also very briefly showing police brutality. Like the cops show up and think Luke did it, because it's almost like comics are political, and the police
Do
in
tell
the the police kind of discriminate. It's almost like
Yeah.
that's a theme.
Yeah, but that's
So-
woke.
Yeah, you're woke, Jacob.
This-
Stop being woke.
This isn't from 2016, so it's not political.
That's true.
It's from my childhood, which couldn't be political. Have a political piece of storytelling in it.
You were a child in 1973.
How old are you, Jacob?
Secretly immortal, like
Yeah, Taliesin Jaffe ass.
God. Of course, you would reference that.
So, here we go. So, going to this casino then.
That is run by a man called Senor Suerte.
Senor Suerte. Mr. Luck.
Who I would say, he's green. Like,
he's kind of green. I don't know why he's
Yeah.
green. It's
I'd like to call this racism, but I don't think Hispanic people are associated with the color green.
yeah, I'm not quite sure. Like who this who this would be racist to? Because I don't think like
It's
I
also
understand.
not green. he's on the cover and he's not green there.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a reason that, like, you know, like, for like why we look back on certain drawings of Asian people back in like the 60s, and they're like, oh, that's racist because they colored the character yellow, but I'm not sure what green would be. Like, I'm not sure.
I think it's just that because they have the black characters coloured in the same thing
Maybe
that
I don't know.
just
They could have just made it.
Yeah.
They could have just made it like a lighter brown. Like it's strange.
Or
again,
like there are Hispanic and Latino people who are black.
Yeah.
They exist.
Yeah. But this is the same company that would colour black people as grey for
yeah, that's true.
Yes,
that is very true.
Which I hate to say probably isn't as bad as coloring black people as black. Like,
yeah,
you know, the black that I mean.
Yeah. Like blackface black. Yeah, like it's
blackface red golden age model. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we get some Senor Suerte's backstory. Yeah, how he used to work with Black Mariah, and now he runs this casino. And he's been like involved with it since he was a kid.
But
he's like, in so many drugs.
He's from Puerto Rico, but also Steve Englehart taught 2 Spanish words. That the word for
very
luck
similar.
is suerte.
It's so good, and the word for death is muerte, and it's just
can be muerte. So it's like
so good. It's so good.
I am a genius.
It's so good, actually, and we made him. He's a supervillain, so Mr. Death, so that makes sense. But he also runs a casino, so Mr. Luck. Haha.
But
pretty great.
So his supervillain gimmick is he's
a supervillain that runs a casino. It's great.
Runs a casino. Also, his gimmick is he will kill you with a version of Russian roulette. He has a generator on his chest and 2 hands. And
I can see Elon Musk doing this.
Right? Yes, absolutely.
No, Elon Musk doesn't have the aura. He doesn't have the power. That is a sad man.
That's true.
Maybe Jeff. You know who I could see doing this? Jeff Bezos.
Bezos.
I
could see
Bezos.
It'd be like Amazon Prime branded as well.
Yeah. So yeah, after getting our whole backstory and getting some more scenes like establishing. I
should also say this is the guy that Jenks was on to that got him killed. Like, this is the guy who was who hired Black Mariah. Like,
yeah, yep. Yeah. Then after this whole sequence, we cut back to Claire and our asshole Phil Fox, who is trying to investigate Luke Cage shit as Claire leaves. He just goes snooping through Burstein's shit and finds records of the experiments at Seagate.
Well, no, so like he says, "Oh, I need to see Burstein. Oh, he'll be back in 10 minutes. You can just go sit in his office." I'm like,
and then he goes snooping. That's exactly what I said. Yeah, he finds the records of the experiments, begins looking through that shit,
steals it. As Luke
steals the book as Luke walks in. We cut back to Senor Suerte or Suerte. I don't know which I should say in this context.
I think it's Suerte.
Yeah. No, like which one I should be using, like luck or death, because they go back and forth.
They do.
I mean, he does tell you.
Does he?
At one point. Well, a bit later on, but he does say, my name at the moment is.
Yeah, he truly multiple. He contains multitudes. So we come back to Luke as he begins looking into this casino. He bursts in on some of Muerte's guys. We get a great little fight scene here. As Luke is eventually found by Senor Muerta. He goes by name at the moment is Senor Muerta. Which
there's also like he knocks Luke out, chains him up, and is like, "I am going to leave you to drown."
Literally the fucking Austin
Bond
Powers.
villain.
Austin Powers are gonna leave him in there to drown, like with like one guard, but there's no guard in this case.
There's no guard. No, it is quite literally just, I will leave you in here to drown, and then several weeks later you will wash into the river, and it'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong with my evil plan?
Mr. Super Powered Unbreakable Skin Man.
I couldn't electrocute you, but I leave you to drown. Like, you still need to breathe, presumably. So, can we talk about how amazing the issue 11
I was
cover
just going to say, the cover for Luke Cage Hero for Hire issue 11, if you guys have not seen it, dear listeners, Luke Cage Hero for Hire, number 11, look at the cover. It's so fucking good. With that great tagline, Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Doom. It's just...
there is just something cool about a giant roulette wheel.
Yeah. And also just that great posing of Luke, like, falling back off the wheel. It's just... It's fucking awesome. I love it. But we pick up where we left off as Senor Muerta is leaving Luke Cage to drown. We get a sequence of Muerta going back to his casino and
his mistress Carlotta,
and we have Luke trying to escape from the sewer as he tries to break the chains. I don't know why he can't break the chains. Is there a reason he can't break these particular chains?
They are strong chains, and
he can break literally any other chains. Why can't he break these chains?
You see, the story demands some dramatic tension.
Yeah.
I remember I watched this. I was listening to this commentary for a Star Wars: The Clone Wars episode, and they did the thing from Return of the Jedi where R2 has a lightsaber inside of his head and he shoots it out of the top of his head. But there are multiple Jedi captured in this case, and he has multiple lightsabers inside his head. And Dave Filoni turns to whoever's next to him. He's like, "Hey, do you know how many lightsabers R2 can actually hold in his head?" And he's like, "How many?" And he's like, "As many as the plot requires."
As many as the plot requires.
So these chains are just as strong as the plot requires. Until Luke is actually able to eventually break them, and actually it's probably the best panel in the whole issue when he breaks free and he like comes out of the water. It looks fantastic. But yeah, Luke is able to escape. Meanwhile, Muerte is who's he killing here in this scene? Who's he going after? I cannot remember. These are people that work for him.
Yeah, these are. Well, he goes to a locksmith to like get the handcuffs removed, and then he goes after Muerte and like just
no. I was referring to the scene with Muerte. I can't remember why he's turning on these guys.
These are people on like this is a different casino. Like
different casino. Okay.
Rival casino. It's like casino gang wars. Which is again showing up in supervillain costume.
And
then intimidating like Nick Carlo, like the guy in charge, and is like, "Hey, we're going to actually do some business conferences," and leaves like has a guy outside, and then decide just electrocutes the guy.
I do love the way Tuska and Graham do the panels where he's frying people. It's just a cool image. We then have a scene where Noah Burstein realizes that his book has been stolen, no, he doesn't realize the book is stolen. That's right. He's like, he goes, my drawer is open. I must lock that. The records on Lucas are in there.
Like, I must have left it open, like a dummy. Like you old man, just check. Just look in the fucking drawer, you idiot.
But yeah, then we have Luke and his little asshole handler, Flea, the informant actually, who is talking to him about Senor Suerta or Muerta or whatever the fuck he's going by now. And we have Luke Cage going after him. We get the roulette wheel confrontation that the cover promises, though not quite as massive a roulette wheel.
Because he has his private casino, private secondary casino with crazy giant-sized things.
I love the set of dice that comes, the giant set of dice that comes rolling after Luke. Great visual. There's a lot of fun being had by Englehart, Tuska,
And also,
Graham, everyone.
I guess he wasn't a great electrician because Luke doesn't beat him. He just gets short circuited by some chains.
Yeah,
And, like, it's like shit. I electrocuted the man.
didn't mean to.
Didn't mean to.
And then we catch back up with Jinx, Mrs. Jinx.
And again, the coloring on her is green in this one for some reason.
She's also green for some reason. I don't know why.
Maybe
that is. She wasn't green before. She wasn't green last issue. Very strange. But he tells her
weird.
He solved the mystery of her husband's death. And then we end the issue on a teaser panel that Phil Fox has discovered who Luke Cage is. Luke Cage is an escaped
convict?
Great ending to the issue. Bringing us into Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 12. And hey, look, it's Spider-Man for a panel. We gotta sell the book somehow.
Yeah, this is a sequel to a Spider-Man issue.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need it to understand it, but
it's literally just an issue that Luke Cage should happen.
Yeah. So, but hey, also, putting Spider-Man on the title page is definitely going to help to sell the book. So, bring us into the actual main story. We have a bad guy named Chemistro who has a gun that can change the matter of whatever it shoots, and
he has an alchemy gun.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. Ridiculous costume. Cool idea though.
He also kind of looks like they really wanted to draw Spider-Man more.
Yeah.
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 Oh my god, it does. Yeah.
You're absolutely right about that. Yeah. Then he is Chemistro is attacking this lady. He makes her fall through a floor, and
we do the annoying thing where we monologue his backstory to the audience.
Yeah. You would think we weren't doing that anymore after our last Spider-Man volume, but here we are. Our last two Spider-Man volumes, I should say. But we get his whole backstory here. It's nothing special. He was a weak little man. He created the alchemy gun. He created it, and now he is a strongman, and that's that. That's literally that.
Decided to get buff, do crimes, do alchemy.
get buff, have alchemy, do crime. Yeah. We have
also, hi Jameson.
Hi J. Jonah Jameson, my absolute king.
I love it's like JJ, I've got a Pulitzer Prize winner about Luke Cage. Cage? Somebody mentioned the name Cage? I refuse to even think about that putrid piranha any longer. If I don't think about him, nobody does. Fox O-U-T quote. The Daily Bugle will never print another inch on Luke Cage. That isn't straight news.
Amazing.
And
so, we have Luke here beginning to look into the injuries done to this woman that Chemistro attacked at the start of the issue. So he begins looking into that. Begins looking into how the alchemy gun was created. Meanwhile, Chemistro is attacking some random people. And Luke is able to step in on that. We get our first proper fight scene of the issue where Luke and Chemistro battle.
Honestly, all the Chemistro is really boring. The meat of the issue is literally Phil Fox.
Chemistro is just he's not the most interesting villain of the month that Luke Cage has done as a book. We have Phil Fox then afterwards, who is here to blackmail Luke Cage because he knows.
It literally says it's like why are you in my chair? Like, get out of here! It's like, oh, no hurry, Lucas, no hurry. Like, I still find it hilarious that I don't think we've given Luke Cage an original surname.
We've never. No, they still haven't. They still haven't at this point in the book.
Never mind that Lucas, common name, can very easily be shortened to Luke.
Yeah, exactly. He's here to blackmail Luke. Luke just punches the guy or slaps the guy, and so Phil leaves because kind of realizes that he's not going to get what he wants right now, at least. So he tries to tell Claire what he knows
also
about
outright he first is like suggests that Luke should like rob banks. It's like, yeah, okay, ask the black man ex-con to do more crime, my guy.
Yes, right? Like, and
That'll
then as
get
Phil,
him on your side.
and after Phil has been slapped by Luke, he sees Claire and tries to tell Claire what he knows about Luke, and then Claire also slaps Phil.
Which is, I don't know, I hate to say it, it's just two very satisfying pages because this
It
guy
is.
we didn't talk about how many times this guy just keeps popping the fuck up in these issues.
Oh yeah,
Cause trouble.
He sucks. He really sucks.
Next, the weird move to the race.
Yeah, the car prototype goes off the rails. Comistro is stopped and his foot is crumbled to dust because
I do actually really like that ending.
He shoots himself in the foot. Yeah,
he did shoot himself in the foot, but yeah, it like disappears, and it's a really kind of scary moment, and then it's cool. But that is the end of the issue, and Phil Fox is still like threatening Luke with a bad time. But yeah, that brings us into Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 13. We are finally nearing the end of this. All right. Let's see. This is the Claws of Lion Fang.
Also, we fired George Tuska completely.
We fired George Tuska, and Billy Graham is doing. I love that it says Billy Graham complete art.
I'm like,
it is such a satisfying moment.
Now that it is the sad part that I think Graham leaves the book pretty soon into the second volume. Like,
yeah, he's not on for much longer,
which is a shame. Like, he really should. Well, okay. He also gets replaced, I think, by Vince Colletta, who is an inker known for inking Jack Kirby's work.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not like the book truly declines without Billy Graham, but it is different.
It becomes 100% white, which is a shame.
Yeah, I mean, at least at that point, like Billy Graham was there long enough to do all of the establishing work of Luke Cage. People taking on the book afterwards know how to write the character, at least.
They do. So we can easily tell if someone's writing something out of character. Yeah. Also, issue 13. This one's weird, but I love it. Like, okay.
Yeah, it is weird. It's about some animals, some tigers that went crazy, and
I was gonna say I never thought the leopards would eat my face, but eating face.
That is fair. And we're trying to. For some reason, we call him Luke Cage to find out why animals are acting weird.
Mayor of New York City.
It does seem like a weird conclusion to draw. Yeah, the mayor of New York City goes to Luke about this. It's a weird conclusion to draw. And Luke even says like, why not get the Avengers? Like, they're free.
It's like, I will charge you. You know.
I could see Eric Adams doing a tweet about how he's saved New York City from intelligent tigers. Actually,
yes. Oh my god.
Or Rudy Giuliani.
Yes, that too. Yeah, him too. Luke goes to investigate the weird acting animals and gets mauled by a panther, a lion, and a tiger. like the second he goes looking for them, gets mauled by a panther, a lion, and a tiger.
That can speak.
Yes, they can speak. These are animals that can speak. And so Luke goes to find out how this happens. As he goes back to recuperate, though,
because they actually break through his skin.
Somehow. Yeah. I love when Luke Cage's powers just stop working for some reason. Yeah. But he goes back to Claire to recover, and Phil Fox is there to do some more blackmail. Luke threatens him some more. This is kind of the vibe of Phil Fox's scenes until we get to the last arc of the volume.
Here's the thing: the last arc starts literally the next issue.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So Luke continues to go searching for what's up with these animals. He finds
with a lead on someone called Alejandro Cortez, who was a teacher who promised a grant for like teaching techniques by and like he also like he left. Also, it's like he really likes the circus. So this
So Luke goes
guy,
to a circus, and Alejandra's there, and he's the bad guy. He's controlling these animals.
he
And
calls himself like
what does he call himself?
what does he call himself? It is oh god, it's such a weird
I can't
reading.
remember.
Like
I don't remember. Either way, what a
he
design!
calls himself Lion Fang.
Lion
Like
Fang. Oh, that's the title of the story. Duh.
yes,
Um,
but like he's basically Dr. Marode these animals to have his human intelligence somehow. Like, and then they fight, and it's great. Um, he also has like he's like, oh, you have cool powers. Also, he's somehow an acrobat.
although not really,
Science,
not really though, because he does just get John and Mary Graysoned. Like he does just fall off his like
yeah.
trapeze here and just falls to the ground and fucking dies.
And you think like, oh, he's gonna apologize. He's like, it's like, I'm listening. Tell me your last message, you son of a.
And then he
We can't
dies.
say bitch.
Can't say bitch, but we can say Christmas. And then we get our last page of the issue, where Claire finds Luke again. And Luke is like, I didn't want to kill him. You know, it's just this nice little wrap up here. And then
He's like, oh, but you weren't to blame. It's like, oh, but I
Mhm.
still, it feels like I feel like I did the right thing, but like it's also wrong.
Mhm.
It's like I wish I
I
didn't
do.
find trouble everywhere I turn. As
I love that the
see,
final panel is just Seagate Prison, just teasing in that wonderful, just more visual way than anything. And that'll bring us into Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 14, the start of our final arc of the volume. This is where the epic collection that we're reading from actually gets its name, Retribution. So here we go. This is kind of a big one. This is kind of just the culmination of the entire book up to this point. We
Steve
open on
Englehart is the co-scriptor. Billy Graham is also co-scriptor.
Mhm.
This is also the last issue that Englehart does. Like,
Yeah,
it,
yeah, because then the last two issues are not by Englehart. But obviously, everything was kind of laid out already. But yeah, we open as Englehart issues always do now, as I've really only realized through this recording. With a still action sequence. Luke is saving some people as we cut over to Seagate Prison as it just seems more and more like Seagate is pretty easy to break out of, actually.
it's like you call it a lot. You say only one person has broken out, but this time, Shades and Comanche are just
have both
get
broken
out
out at once,
in a boat.
and they find a boat and they just start leaving. And it's great.
I think it implies that they just do Shawshank thing of just tunneling out underneath, like
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they escape. We get some more flashbacks to the early issues because we constantly need to remind the reader of what happened.
Well, this time it also says, "Hey, Vacuum didn't get fired when Lucas quote unquote died. He just like started beating up these other prisoners.
Yeah,
and finally he got fired. The most unrealistic thing that could possibly happen in this comic: a white man prison guard getting fired for brutality. Like,
instead of promoted,
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we got out, and we're gonna go to New York. We also are convinced Lucas is dead. Like, we don't think Lucas is Luke Cage, even though like Luke Cage is the thing. So this is like, is this a B plot or a C plot? What is this?
There are like D plots in this issue.
There's a lot. There's a lot of plots. Oh, Rackham, this prick, trying to get a job in another prison. And it's almost like it's almost like it's very easy for those in power to maintain power even when they are fired.
Mhm.
Somehow.
Yeah. Phil Fox also happens to be here as Rackham is trying to get another job, and Phil Fox catches up with Rackham because shitty people find shitty people.
Yeah.
Luke and Claire, or sorry, Luke and Mrs. Jenks,
Mrs. Jenks.
because she's still around.
She's still
Not
around.
quite sure why, but I mean, I know why she's around for plot reasons, but I don't know why she's still around after the investigation into her husband's death. It's very strange.
Yeah.
She's also convinced that Luke wants to fuck her. But
Yeah,
like,
That is why she's still around.
yeah.
But it's like she needs to settle her husband's affair, and her husband's affairs, and she like her attorney has been like flirting with her, and like started stalking her. So she went to like the one person she thinks she could trust, and it's like, surprise! I might have let him here. Sorry.
And
like,
so he's here. Big Ben is here, and he.
I swear this is because we need a lawyer character. Like, this is literally, we need a lawyer character for things coming up later.
Yeah, that's fair. But then as this fight breaks out between Luke and Big Ben, we
that is the rest of Luke's plot for this issue. Luke is just going to be fighting this lawyer.
It is just a fight, between them. We also see Phil Fox and Rackham. Fox trying to get information out of Rackham.
And Phil's like, oh, by the way, yeah, that guy didn't die. He's a superhero now. So we can flash back to the original. Also, you kind of made him a superhero when you shot your gun at the experiment. So there you go, bud.
Yeah. And so Rackham wants Fox to lead him to in the direction of Cage because he's going to go after him. Apparently,
it's like, oh no, I don't want. It's like, wait, it's like Fox is like, I really want to blackmail him, but he won't listen. So it's like, well, he's got a girlfriend. It's like, yeah, well, what's the problem? Just kidnap her and he'll come running. Because
again, piece of shit.
Well, piece of shit. And this time we are actively engaging. And I think it's telling that this is an issue co-written by Billy Graham. We're playing on the fact that there's a stereotype about black men that they are hypersexual, and that is definitely something we're playing with. Never mind that the idea is that, like, if someone was a superhero and their girlfriend was captured, they would come running anyway, like, regardless of race.
Yeah, exactly. So he's gonna go find Claire. He gets a description of what she looks like because that's not gonna come back to bite anyone in the ass.
Yeah, it's almost like we draw Claire and Mrs. Jenks fairly similar for this issue, in this issue alone, for a reason.
I feel like they've looked somewhat similar for a while.
Yeah, but this time they really get close. So we get another scene of Luke fighting the lawyer, Big Ben Donovan, and it's like, I don't know, fighting. Donovan then respects Cage and is like, no, I'll be on your side. Wild plot point.
Then Comanche and Shades get superhero costumes,
which it just looks like fetish gear.
See, realistically, because they call it out, they look like the Village People. Rackham has captured Mrs. Jenks now, thinking that she is Claire Temple, and Claire Temple is actually going home to find.
So it's like, they then just start beating her, Mrs. Jenks, the fuck up, because and then Claire, goes to where Luke was last seen and is slightly jealous, but then walks in, hears the fighting, hears discussion of a gun, hears a gunshot. And he's very much like, well, I'm a doctor, I better get in there. And it's like, holy shit, Phil Fox is dead?
And the police come in to see Claire holding the gun and Phil Fox dead, and that is where the issue ends. And it's such a great issue, like it's such a great ending to an issue, and it's I love it. Brings us wonderfully into Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 15. This is officially the end, the start of a new era for Luke Cage. No more Steve Englehart. We have instead Jenny Blake as a co-scriptor on this, in addition, of course, to Billy Graham still co-scripting.
Still co-scripting, which is
I also like that it's Steve Englehart, camp counselor.
because it's very likely Angle. Part of me is wondering.
He plotted it. He definitely plotted it.
He probably plotted it. I am wondering if they want like something happened where they wanted like maybe some longer issues to tell this story and couldn't get it. Like
maybe
because Jamie mentioned the last issue we're covering, issue 16, is like 11 pages.
Oh yeah, yep.
And like, don't get me wrong. If you stretched it out to 20, it wouldn't work nearly as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, it literally only takes the time it needs to tell its story, and I'm always grateful when an issue does that.
Yeah, but yeah, this issue is just so short. It just cuts off, and then there's apparently a Submariner reprint.
Yeah.
It is. I'm wondering if that's like a thing that happened. I don't know, but first page is a fantastic recap of everything that's come before. Like,
and this is still like Retribution Part 2. It is like we have like continuing issues before, but this is the only one with like a Part 2 title, which I really like. And yeah, we just have a really short issue, just kind of like wrapping things up essentially. Where
Claire is in prison for murder.
Yeah.
So
Rackham still has Mrs. Jenks. Luke goes to find Claire at the police station, and isn't allowed to go like talk to her. Luke then climbs down the side of the jailhouse and goes to see Claire anyway, which is kind of fun. We get to see them, like talk to one another. Like Claire explains to Luke what happened.
It's also like, wait, you're an escaped convict? And like, I don't know who I was talking to, but it's like, listen, it's not important. I'm gonna get you out. I'll find this guy. It's like, I have a lawyer. It's he'll prove how good he is. A guard shouts to Claire, and that makes Luke lose his grip, and he falls down the building, and it's
we get a great full page from Billy Graham here of Luke falling down the side of the building. It's really fucking cool. Lands flat on a fucking bus and through a bus actually. He's able to get back up.
Goes to Burstein for good reason, because it's like did you do like he's the only person who you could think of who knows, and it's like, nope, I didn't sell you. I promised it was stolen. It's like, okay, cool. Get rid of my name in any other book you've got, or I'll step on you. It's like, I will fucking kill you. And it's like, yeah no. I hate to say it. You're kind of right. Like, you wrote down, basically, I did these experiments on this guy, gave him superpowers, thought he was dead, surprised he wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, and then didn't notice that my notes were stolen for like weeks.
Yeah. And then Luke goes back to Flea, and finds that Comanche and Shades are there waiting for him, which is the end of this very short issue. It is still a good cliffhanger, but it does take us into our final issue for today with Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 16, which advertises on the cover a totally different story here, but it is still a continuation of where we left off.
This is basically Retribution Part 3.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Although Shake Hands with Stiletto is a fun title.
A fun title.
So, picking up where we left off, Luke is face to face with his two ex-friends from Seagate.
Question mark?
With multiple question marks, yeah. As they are talking to Luke, we cut over to, or we were told about like Phil Fox, how he was involved in all of this, and how much Shades and Comanche like knew about this. We're caught up on this this whole backstory here, as Luke is like, actually, is Flea still here throughout the scene? Or is Flea just hang on? If Fleet is still here, yeah.
Yeah,
Thought I was misreading that for a second.
It's like, yeah, like Sage and Comanche are planning a protection racket to become like the kings of Harlem, and it's like
overtake
they want.
some guy in Captain America.
Yeah, and it's like it is interesting because through this, although it's not like explicitly stated, like Shades and Comanche are kind of following in Luke's footsteps, and like Luke is having a more positive effect on like people that he knew.
Not quite there. They still want to do a racket. They want Luke to basically be their hired muscle.
Oh, they do, but it is still interesting. Like I don't know. I wouldn't say like Shades and Comanche are like outright villains here either.
No, they're just not quite heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you could develop them into heroes, supporting characters. In the end, I'm not sure if that's what's going to happen. But who knows? Also, Stiletto.
Stiletto.
Talk about Stiletto.
Fucking
Why
Stiletto.
is he called Stiletto?
Because of the knives. The knives are stilettos.
The knives, the sharp things. Yeah.
Jamie, did you think a stiletto was just a heel?
Maybe.
It's called a stiletto because it's got the sharp thing on the back.
It's called a stiletto. Yeah.
I did wonder if I just know another meaning of the word.
Yeah.
It's a specific type of knife.
Yeah.
That's
why. Listen to the Billy Joel song, the song called Stiletto. It's great. Did I put that in your list, Jacob? I don't know if I did actually.
Yeah, sure. I'll take a
look at it. It is not on there. I'm going to add it to there.
Add it to there. Okay.
I will. Anyway, unrelated to all that. Listen to Fresh Face Extras to find out what we're talking about. Patreon.com/BloodLimit Studios. Anyway, so Stiletto is here. He comes in very randomly to this issue. Like it's such a strange inclusion. Yeah, he does just kind of show up. Because we have Luke hunting down Rackham here, who still has Mrs. Jenks captured. Luke shows up with
house in the suburbs in New Jersey.
Yeah, and then Luke shows up with Shades and Comanche, and then Stiletto is there as well because Stiletto just wants to kill them. I guess
he's been trailing Shades and Comanche. It feels like there's like a different book going on that we're crossing over with, but I don't.
I do feel like you can cut Stiletto and just have the stuff without Stiletto be part of issue 15, like the last issue, and have that be a regular size issue and not just like 11 pages. It's very weird.
Yeah,
but they want that cliffhanger as well.
It's
a fantastic cliffhanger.
It's a good cliffhanger. It's just such a weird thing. Like Stiletto is just a weird inclusion. It's a weird inclusion of the issue.
So we get a lot of action. The house Luke causes a house to collapse. And Mrs. Jenks is shot by Rackham in the rubble. So we call an ambulance. We're gonna put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Gonna put a pin in that. Stiletto shows up to throw some knives. And
that's it. He shoots little knives out of his little knife shooter things on his wrists.
So we can have some action, and also he throws gas.
Yeah,
for some reason
he's this is such a strange character. And then Rackham through the crumbling house begins escaping.
Knocks him out.
You know who would have made more sense for this?
Well, Rackham, as the fight continues, Rackham escapes the house, begins running out of the destroyed house, and then is hit by a fucking ambulance.
It's Regina George.
He does, except he actually dies.
He actually dies.
I love
it.
Truly,
couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Truly, the culmination. Thoughts and prayers for Rackham.
Thoughts and prayers. Doesn't date this episode at all.
Oh man, I don't fucking care. But yeah, Stiletto fight continues. Stiletto just runs away. He just runs away. He stabs Luke and runs away.
And
showed up.
also,
threw
very
some
sadly,
knives.
Mrs. Jenks dies. Like,
Yeah. She is dead.
sadly, it happens off panel. Like,
Yeah.
that is honestly like, I'm like, that is a shame.
Yeah.
Like, it's like surprise enough to confess that that like we know who killed Fox. It wasn't you. You're free to go. Also, that means Claire's free to go.
Yeah. So Claire is freed. And that is the end of the issue. I do love the little teaser at the end there. Next issue, a new name, a new excitement as Luke Cage Power Man squares off against the steel smashing might of the invincible
Iron Man.
Face it, people, this has got to be the slugfest you've been waiting for. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it would have been.
It's the Stiletto rematch, actually.
Yeah, the Stiletto rematch is really what we're all coming back for next time. Yeah.
I'm gonna look up to see if he's ever appeared again.
I can't remember if he does or not. I'm actually blanking on this right now. I don't know. But that was it. That was Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, Volume 1. All 16 issues of it in a massive, 2.5 hour episode? Gotta be over that.
Yeah, pretty big.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
He has a Wikipedia page.
Nice. Now, I feel there are a lot of one-issue characters out with Wikipedia pages, though.
Oh, well, no. Apparently it's like multiple people.
Oh, damn. Okay.
According to the Marvel Wiki, he has appeared in other things.
Good for him.
He apparently comes back. I kind of spoiled myself. He apparently comes back in Power Man number 22. Like,
oh, you know what? You know what's really funny? That's actually my next issue of my reread. I just did 21 yesterday, and I have not been able to.
He also appears again in some issues of Captain America. Like,
good for him.
And fuck, this guy's isn't apparently in a bunch of different things.
God, what a legend. But yeah. Anyway, that was Luke Cage Hero for Hire Volume 1. Any final thoughts to add from either of you?
You know what we did. We technically had a Discord question that you missed.
Oh, did we?
And I kind of forgot about from Dan the Man. So it's kind of actually, Dan the Man 2150 AD, who literally asked me, "Is that run any good?"
Well, he never listens to the podcast anyway, so tell him to listen to the podcast and he'll find out.
That's what I said. That's what the podcast is for. Yeah. Also, it's good, but there's some issues. I'm like, it's great. There's some issues.
It's a great book, though. It really
is.
I
will say it's so much fun. So much fun.
Like anything like this, it's gonna be it's gonna be problematic in places. So your mileage may vary in places. Could have been a whole lot worse. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah,
I do genuinely think. I remember, Joey, your old Twitter thread saying, watching the evolution of Billy Graham from like inker to artist to full artist to plotter to plotter. I think that does help the book a lot. Like,
it does. It really does. I'm also surprised you remembered like some Marvel thread tweets from at least 3 years ago.
Yeah, God, 3 years ago. It stuck. It stuck with me. Also, revive the Marvel thread on TikTok, you coward.
What if I don't? What if I don't? What would you do then?
I saw your TikTok.
I will be sad because I do. Look. I like to know your opinions, even your shitty one-line letterbox reviews that you don't put any effort into.
I don't put any effort into them because I don't need to. Sorry, what were you trying to say?
I genuinely enjoy reading them.
I saw the TikTok from the YouTube channel and I got jump scared by Bald Joey.
Oh yeah. That's another thing is like, well, here's the thing. I guess I never really like properly put my face on the YouTube channel, so that's like new to those people. Yeah. But I've been bald since April, I think. Yeah. So yeah, here I am, bald. It's weird. Sorry, I say it's weird. It's been like this for 5 months. I feel fine. It's good.
So what you're saying is you're turning into Lex Luthor.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So yeah. Cool. Well, I think that about does it. Also, this comes out on the 22nd, right?
Yes.
Everyone hop over to my Blue Sky and wish me a happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
Anyway, all that said, I think that about does it. Let's do some promotions. I always like to throw it to the guest first. Jamie, anything to promote?
I don't have anything.
You are technically on Blue Sky.
You are on
I am
Blue Sky.
technically on Blue Sky and on Twitter. I don't know why you would want to suddenly start following me on Twitter. And
We'll link your Blue Sky. We'll
We'll
link
link
your
your Blue Sky
one.
and get off
sure.
the Nazi site. Get off the Nazi site. But yeah, Jacob, what do you have to promote?
I mainly have my blog. Just wait, allude to it. There's a chance I will have a review of a Star Wars short story / novella collection ? I think it's like short story novellas, novelettes.
There are like 13, 14 stories in it. Yeah, it's a chunker. It depends on what edition you get. If you get, there's a bonus story if you get the edition that was exclusive to Barnes and Noble. I don't know if that's the one you would be getting, but
let me.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is only listing 9 stories.
That sounds right. Actually, yeah. I think the extra 10th story. I forgot how many stories it actually was.
Okay, I was like, I hope I didn't get the wrong edition. I got it from the library, so I limited.
It's probably not the Barnes and Noble edition, but
I am limited to whatever edition is sent to libraries, which is likely not the exclusive edition.
That is understandable.
But yeah, maybe at that point. If not, it's probably coming soon-ish. Because I haven't started reading it. It's the next thing I'm reading after I finish the book I'm currently reading, which I'm a little over halfway through. So.
I've not started your book next either, so don't feel bad.
Okay, cool. I mean, yeah. If you can get through, I've been doing quite a few shorter audiobooks, like that it takes you a couple days.
Yeah.
I have also been reviewing Star Trek: The Next Generation for the first time. I'm getting very close to the end of season 2. I will have just put out a review on The Emissary.
Oh god, The Emissary, cool.
Is it good or is it bad?
It's so good. It's so good, dude. It's so fucking good. You have no idea. Yeah, I love it. It's a great one. God, that's such a great one. Likewise, I also do Star Trek reviews with my brother, video reviews on the channel. You can get up to Manhunt, which is on the YouTube channel right now, which is such a fun episode. Check that out. You can also go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Blood Studios. It'll also be linked below through our link trees. You can find our next review, which I will have my video review up for The Emissary as well, which is so good. Such a great episode. Check that out. Check out the Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Blood Studios. You can get early Star Trek reviews, Star Trek commentaries. I think at the time of this coming out, we are up to Miri. I think our Miri commentary came out fairly recently. So check that out.
Coming out. I'm not sure, depending.
I know recording today, Miri comes out tomorrow, so that would still be accurate for next week. So yeah, Miri is out right now. Check that out as well. Also, you can get Fresh Face Extras. It is even more of this show that you're listening to right now. You can get even more of the stuff that you like. If you like listening to us talk about literally anything, you can hear us talk about literally anything. Hell, honestly, leave some suggestions about things we should talk about on the Patreon if you join that. You can also join the Patreon for free. It's worth noting. You can just subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Patreon, and just see what we put up. And then you can choose to pledge later on. So things like that's something that is an option that is available as well. Also, be sure to check out other stuff on the main channel. Like we have R2BD, the Star Wars show I do with my brother. At the time of this coming out, we have recently put out a review of Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void by Tim Lebon, and hopefully soon we will have our review on Star Wars Rebel Jail. It's our next comic volume that we're doing. You can check out our review of that as well. That'll be out relatively soon. Anything else? Fresh Face One Shots is the spinoff of this show where we cover current comics that are coming out. We cover Superman by Joshua Williamson, Wonder Woman by Tom King, Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman, the spinoff of Wonder Woman. Our review of that latest issue is a little late. That'll be out. Or no, was a little late. It's probably out by now. Maybe. I have no clue.
Or it's coming out soon. Sorry.
Yeah.
We have, I think, maybe 3 to actually do this week because...
Yeah, we had a lot to catch up. Oh, is Batman Deadpool out?
I think it might be this week. I think it might be coming
this week as well. Cool. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. Anyway, so check that out. We also cover Uncanny X-Men, Batman, Last Halloween, all that kind of stuff. Check those out as well. Link trees.
I would have suggested maybe we could cover Red Hood, but
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But then DC decided. Decided to capitulate to fascists.
Yeah. Gross. Anyway, but yeah, be sure to go to the channel, Blended Seas. Be sure to subscribe to us there. Get all kinds of updates that we do there. Check out our link trees, our socials, and everything below. You can follow us wherever you want to follow us. We're all on all kinds of places, so you can follow us there. Wherever you're listening to us on, be sure to leave a rating, comment, subscribe, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc. Wherever you're listening to us on, show some love, show some support. Any support is appreciated. But the more support you do, the more appreciated you are. So I think that about does it. Thank you all so much for listening. I want to give one last thank you to Jamie for joining us.
Jamie, thank you so much.
So much.
Thank you.
I guess until next time, this has been Joey Morgan.
Jacob Licklider.
Me, Jamie.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.